in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, but if they're watching it back.
All right, from our replay viewers, special content now. Give a secret out.
What?
Anyways, we're back here to recap NFL Week 16, Week 17 predictions. Thank you all for joining us on short notice. Everyone, I hope you have a happy holidays. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Wednesday's Christmas. These spreads might be a little off by the time the games come around, but we just want to give our general ideas out there. Never miss a podcast. I will be on vacation. You guys enjoy your holiday.
Dude, do we run the pod ourselves next week?
You can do a separate show. No, I'll be back.
Nah, we're going to run the Dubcast.
Yeah, we'll take over.
Well, not to get into next week's slate immediately, but no more TNF, no more M&N, or Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Finally, we can have a nice week without football. We'll get into this guy. Anyway, so
can't wait for the NBA.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
NCAA basketball. That's a real sport. All right. Anyways, Week 16, big takeaways. I feel like things kind of just went as expected. Like there wasn't a lot of. I mean, there was a couple of upsets, but it was kind of in the games that like people didn't really care about. I mean, we have a big injury in Philadelphia. We'll get to that, but I mean, nothing really sticking away from me as like a huge takeaway from the week.
Yeah, I mean, I was honestly I feel like the NFL games kind of got overmasked by the first week of the college football playoff, and obviously being the 12-team first year doing it, and then also, I mean, they were playing at the same exact time.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is with that. Like,
well, they had to because all those teams are playing on Christmas, so to get in the same amount of days. But still, I agree, and even that kind of takes away from the Sunday slate because you have 4 of the best teams in the NFL playing on a day that just get overlooked. So hopefully, I think this week will be more entertaining and more eyes will be on just the NFL specifically as opposed to college football. But like you said, I feel like everything kind of went pretty much. I mean, a couple upsets here and there, but nothing crazy and not like super entertaining, but not boring as hell either.
there are some good games.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, let's dive right in. First game, TNF.
We're going to go over a previous week record? Come on.
Yeah.
Do you know how the pod
Dude,
works?
yeah, you're the host.
I'm out of sorts tonight. So last week, our champion in the room, Cam, seems to be a pretty common trend, 10-4-1. We had me at 9-5-1, and Michael was 7-7-1. Probably going to bring it up a couple times during this pod, but we have obviously taping during the Packers-Saints game. We have it on this other TV when it's starting. Right now we have Middle Tennessee, but halftime actually should probably switch back. Anyways, overall record on the year, Michael 92-84-2. I'm 132-103-4. Cam 116-72-3. We had one push this week, so that's adding to the push totals. Our guests, Rat 4-8-1, Mark 9-7. So now we go into Thursday Night Football.
Perfect.
A pretty fun game, honestly. Chargers Broncos caught the last half of this game. I forget what I was doing for the first half of it, but this was pretty back and forth. You know, it seemed like it was kind of just going to be a Broncos. I think they were up 10 points early on.
Yeah, they actually had a pretty solid lead, and the Chargers ended up coming back. I unfortunately wasn't able to watch much of this game because we had our office Christmas party.
Nice.
No TVs?
No, but they didn't have smart TVs, so they didn't have Prime on. So it was tough, but we were checking in and out on our phone. Mr. Areola and I, the common viewer that is a massive Panthers fan, probably had 20 shots that night with people that were twice our age.
Good man.
Sounds like a good night.
Yeah, we had a tough day in the office the next day, but wasn't able to catch much of this game. Like I said, kind of all the score and then the recap the next morning. But I mean, I was expecting a much more lower scoring game, but I mean, the Chargers, I think, is kind of a decent win for them. I'm pretty sure they were at home. I don't know if that winds up with the bottom line, but I mean, playoff matchup, divisional matchup, good game. I don't know. I thought it was overall pretty good. Makes me like the Chargers a little bit more moving forward, even without JK. But I don't know how much you guys were able to tune into it.
Yeah, I was watching. It was a fun game. It was nice to see Herbert. I think that shows a lot about them. I mean, Ladd's a boss, and a lot of, I think, youth especially are worried about the J.K. Dobbins injury. It seems like they're kind of figured that out and have other weapons to supplement him. I mean, you have Johnston playing better than he was last year.
And that Broncos defense is legit, too.
Yeah.
It's not like anything to sniff past. It's putting up 34.
I've seen clips of John Gruden. He's been hyping them up. Will Dissly has been playing well for the Chargers. I think this Chargers team is going to be a fun team to watch. Hopefully they draw a good opponent in the first round just to make it a fun game. I don't know if they'll make it to the second round, but they could potentially play spoiler. The Broncos, I don't know. I think they're kind of just a home team.
Yeah, fair.
Altitude, but I don't know. Any further comment?
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the Chargers. I haven't been a fan of the Broncos this year until last week when I said I was a fan of them for this week.
Then they lost.
And then they lost. So I'm back on the Broncos hate train.
Fair.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, nothing really more to add on that one. Both these teams should be in the playoffs, but we have the Bengals sneaking up. I think the Chargers have, a leg up in the 6th seed?
I think so, yeah. I think with that win, they're above the Broncos now.
All right, so we'll move to Saturday. Chiefs-Texans. This was a pretty sad one. I mean, you saw Tank Dell. He's out for the year now, torn ACL and dislocated kneecap. Diggs already out for the year. Did you not know that?
Was CJ Stroud in his period? Like, why was he crying his eyes out?
People were upset about it.
He acted like it was DeMar Hamlin. Like, all right, it's the NFL. Shit injuries are going to happen. You can't look like you just, lost your dog. Like,
I don't know.
People get emotional, man. It's football. Football it's different than basketball or baseball, where if someone gets actually hurt, it could fuck you up. I mean, granted, I guess DeMar Hamlin came back from the dead.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I mean, this game, like I said, kind of got masked by college football, but I was able to watch on a different TV. It was, for the score that it was in the game, it was actually a close game throughout, but it was just not as entertaining. Not many teams were, moving the ball. It wasn't, very high scoring. I don't know. I like how the Chiefs kind of showed that they were able to beat a playoff team by more than 1 to 2 points, I guess. But, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of difficult to really evaluate these games playing in a weird time slot, and especially the Chiefs being the Chiefs. I don't know how much I really take into account the Texans only losing by 1 score. But, I mean, I don't know. I like both of these teams, but it's just kind of a weird game to watch, at least from my perspective last week.
Yeah, I think the Texans, this kind of just cements that spot that they're probably not going to win their first round game. They're going to have the Ravens or the Steelers coming to town, winning that division. No more Dell, no more Diggs. It's Stroud sophomore slump. I don't even know if you can call it that. It's just the AFC is very stacked,
and they're just so banged up. Their 3 top receivers have been hurt, and then Mixon's also been hurt. I don't know what they can do without those guys. I mean, Deontay Johnson, we were talking about it before the pod, just signed with the Texans, so maybe he brings a spark, but obviously he's been in and out of several locker rooms this year. But yeah,
I'm not sure. I mean, he might just be like an Odell signing,
exactly.
where he just doesn't do much.
Yeah,
I mean, he got traded to the Ravens and then played 4 snaps.
Yeah, exactly.
He pulled. He didn't want to come into the game or something.
Yeah,
and then
pulled Devondre Campbell. Any other thoughts on this one?
No, I didn't watch any of this Saturday.
Okay,
nice.
We have comments here in the chat. Whoa, who let these guys in the same room together?
Fate. Yeah, come on.
Fate.
Did I miss the Panthers recap? Nope.
Nah,
we've got a long way to go.
Bro.
Yeah, a lot of time windows here. All right. Saturday night, Ravens Steelers. By the way, getting overshown by the college game. I turned off SMU. I didn't even turn on SMU Penn State.
Yeah, I was more talking about that first game, honestly. But this game I wanted to watch a little bit more, but I was with people that are huge college football fans, so I was kind of.
So they wanted to watch Penn State be up 28-0.
Yeah,
really?
Exactly. Yeah, it was tough. But yeah, no, this game I actually was able to catch a little bit of, but more on my phone. I think the Ravens look good. I think the Steelers, that score I don't think really resembles what the game felt like. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you can go ahead if you had something to take away from
so I was actually the reverse of you. I was at a family function at my great uncle's house. He's an NFL fan. He's not a college football fan. So I wanted to watch the Clemson game because I cared about that.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the closest game of the weekend, which I think it was, right? Anyways.
Yeah.
But this game was on. I mean, it was fun back and forth. Anytime these two teams play, it's always going to be back and forth. I think Russ and Lamar made a big mistake, I think. But the Ravens ultimately, King Henry just did his thing. I mean, I kind of knew this game. I predicted the over. I figured it was going to kind of be higher scoring than last time. I'm liking the Ravens spot. We were trying to figure out the tiebreakers of who's. I don't know what the tiebreak situation is. Do you have any?
I think it's division since they split. I'm pretty sure it goes to divisional record next, and the Steelers still have that over the Ravens. So technically,
really, they lost the Browns.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Either that or it's conference. But yeah, the Steelers
division and then conference.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I could be incorrect. But I know the Steelers are still number 1 in the division right now.
Interesting. Because they split, and then the Steelers lost to the Browns.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Ravens beat the Bengals both times, right?
ESPN says
I don't know.
Pittsburgh is still
Okay.
in the 3 seed.
I'm kind of done with the Steelers, to be honest. Like, I just
Yeah.
I don't see it. I think the Ravens have joined that group with the Chiefs and the Bills. Like, I think those are going to be our 3 teams in the AFC. One of those 3 teams winning the Super Bowl. Steelers, I think, could play a fun spoiler in the first round if they get the wild card. Even if they get, I don't know who they could draw if they were the AFC South. Maybe like a Chargers Steelers would be a fun game.
Yeah.
But I don't really have faith in the Steelers to. I mean, they were a fun team. They always have a crazy defense. They always have a chance to win, but it's like I'm not really in their corner.
I think you kind of said it perfectly. Like, I think this game kind of cemented as the Ravens are more in the upper echelon with the Chiefs and the Bills, and then the Steelers kind of come back down to earth more in that Texans range, where you kind of like that you're a team that needs to be in the playoffs almost every year, but you aren't there at a point currently to be able to beat like the Josh Allens and Patrick Mahomes. You're kind of stuck in that middle ground area. Even though I have been very pro Steelers for the majority of the year, I think it's just playoff football time, and Lamar, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes are going to do things to win their team's football games over a first-year Russell Wilson in an offense that's obviously like I would say lackluster. Doesn't even do it justice without George Pickens. Like, they're honestly tough to watch. It's very ground and pound gritty. We're going to make this a defensive game. But yeah, those are kind of my takeaways. I don't know if Mike had anything else to add.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you win playoff football, though. Ground and pound defense.
Fair.
But, I mean, I also don't really have faith in the Steelers unless they're playing like a...
Yeah. You
I don't
definitely
know
need Pickens
team,
healthy.
I don't know what AFC playoff team I would pick them over.
Chargers in Pittsburgh, like that'd be a Steelers. But I mean, but it depends if they win the division or if they get the
Yeah,
exactly.
Broncos in Pittsburgh. I'm taking the Steelers.
I think if they're at home, I'd probably take them because they're playing most likely either the Chargers or the Broncos, not the Ravens. So
yep.
If they are playing the Ravens that would be a crazy first round matchup. But I just don't think that could. I think the Steelers would have to pretty much lose out, and the Ravens would have to lose out for it to be like the 4 and the 5. But I don't know.
All right. Enough said on the Saturday. Let's move to Sunday. Bengals Browns. I think we all picked the Bengals. I listened to today as always. We can kind of speed run through this. I feel like I was watching. So I was at the Boone Street Market. Luckily, they didn't shut down the liquor license for having one fun place in Rhode Island. But we kind of had a red zone set up, and then there was like Commanders and the Jets game were on 2 different TVs or something. So I feel like I didn't see a lot of this game. I think a lot of people in fantasy were kind of depending on like Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Like I think Higgins and Chase scored, but I mean the Browns with DTR, it's like I'm not like
exactly.
That's nothing I'm really going near. I mean the Bengals. I think I didn't realize the Bengals play the Broncos this week, and that's a Saturday primetime game, so we'll get to that game. But the Bengals, they might be relevant.
They had a shot.
Yeah.
I think we were all harping on it. Like, the only reason you talk about the Browns like throughout this season was probably because of Jameis Winston and the fact that you bench him going into a game that you're going to have to put up points just seems a little odd to me. And then obviously DTR doesn't do anything within this game. Kind of seemed like an absolute layup. But I don't know. Like, just have they decided if they're just remaining with DTR from here on out? I know it's early on in the week, but
I'm not sure.
After that game, I don't know if you want to go back to Jameis, but at the same time, it's like he provides so much more entertaining football. Like, I can't even imagine watching a Browns game without him on the field. So, I mean, I don't really have any other takeaways. I just think obviously it's going to be a much more important matchup this week with the Bengals and the Broncos, but we'll get into that later on. So.
What do they need? Bengals win their last 2 games, Broncos lose their last 2 games?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who
do they need anything else, or is that it?
I think they need the Dolphins to lose one, maybe.
Because the Dolphins are like in the other, like they're in the hunt or whatever, same as the Bengals. So it's like, I mean, I don't really have faith in the Dolphins either, but.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything. Quick research. That's the downsides of doing a Monday pod.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
NFL gives us this Wednesday night bullshit. This is where we are. All right, we'll keep it moving. Falcons, Giants. I have a special announcement for the pod. I'm now revoking the ban on the Falcons.
Oh, so it's the Kirk Cousins Falcons.
No, this is Okay,
they're
banned, but this is now it's different.
It's the Penix Falcons.
Yeah, I didn't get to see a lot of Penix, and I know he threw a pick, but I didn't see I saw Bijan scored a couple of times. This game wasn't really on either.
Yeah.
DeVito got hurt. Drew Lock threw a pick 6. I think the Falcons had two defensive touchdowns. Yeah. I mean, we can kind of skip through this. The Falcons actually now control their destiny in the NFC South, which is really interesting, but they have a hard game this week, so I'm interested to see what happens there.
Kirk said he might retire after the year.
Really?
I think that's cap.
Yeah, I think it's cap
He'll
too.
lose a lot of money.
I think he's going to get signed by, I don't want to say Jets, but I think he could be even if he's willing to be I'll sit as a backup and go, he could get traded easily next. I think he's still got some time left. And
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought that was a pretty fast benching and especially cutting the contract. I mean, that was just a bad contract overall. Giving a 35-year-old 3 years off of a torn Achilles or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I think he's still going to. I think Kirk will still be in our lives next 2 years.
Oh yeah, definitely. I completely agree.
He'll make an impact. Penix, I hope he's good, a lefty quarterback. We need a good lefty quarterback.
I hate lefty quarterbacks. I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of the Kirk benching. I know he hasn't been playing well, but at the same time,
I don't like how they won it. Whenever you win and then bench your quarterback, that's what are we?
I was gonna say, I know his stats don't look good, but they're in the playoff hunt. They're one game outside of the division, and they were handling the division.
But they were 5-2 or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't like how it's just oh wow, look at this one game we bench Kirk and we win. I'm playing against the number one team, the number one pick in the NFL next year. You're not playing a team at home too.
Well, I like that aspect of it.
This was the week that they.
Yeah, I like that aspect of giving Penix the easy landing spot of plays facing the worst team in the NFL.
Next week he's gonna be so bad.
Yeah, I just think it's crazy to throw a rookie in the situation of hey, we're down a game in the division and we need you to win out for us to make the playoffs. It's either
let's go on the table.
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of the benching. I also wasn't a massive fan of Penix in college. I don't know. I'm opposite. I don't like lefty quarterbacks. I just think it's absolutely disgusting. It's like a left-handed catcher. They just shouldn't exist. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I don't like the Falcons. They weren't on my ban list, but they were approaching it, and I think they're still on that line. They haven't shown me enough to completely remove them from.
I'm just removing them because from an auto fade, because now it's a different vibe,
Okay.
They switched it up. That was a decent quarterback change. Last thing, Giants. So my friends are all Giants fans. They're talking in my fantasy group chat today. Do you think a team of all college all-stars, the best player at every college position, could beat the New York Giants with DeVito starting? Dexter Lawrence is out for the year now. This current Giants team.
I think it's possible.
What do you say?
If you had the first and second round, basically, of the draft on a team.
Yeah, you have
it was one team.
Not even. You have Ryan Williams. You have
true.
Pick your guy quarterback.
Yeah.
Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah.
Genty. Travis Hunter, wherever you want to put him.
Maybe after. In week 17 of the NFL season, maybe after they've played
this current
NFL
roster,
schedule.
yeah. Oh, you mean the wear and tear?
Yeah, the college team was together for the whole year.
Yeah,
and
fair.
They had a whole thing.
Yeah,
you think they could?
I think that. I mean,
this Giants team's fucking terrible. It's so bad.
The pushback was offensive line.
Fair
versus,
but it's
they still have Brian Burns.
Yeah,
Brian Burns might.
True. Yeah. Brian Burns might have 8 sacks.
I don't know.
Yeah,
fun to think about, but I'm sure the Giants would still win because people always athletes always say that.
Yeah. So my buddy actually is a Giants fan as well, and he's petrified of drafting Shedeur Sanders.
I would be too.
I'm also
so
in that same boat.
We got a quarterback last year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Honestly, I think Cam Ward could be good, but he needs the right landing spot.
Yeah, I agree. I think.
And then after that, it's who knows?
Exactly. Yeah, but
it's playing a different game.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
College versus the
NFL. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in any of those quarterbacks.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, late round flyers, go ahead and if your 4th round pick, your Jackson Dart.
Exactly. I like that way more,
Gabriel,
honestly, than going number 1 overall, Shedeur.
Yeah. Looks like the Giants are on that. Well, the Giants have the number 1 pick because they're the only team with two losses left. Yep. Yeah. I don't mind the Raiders winning. We'll talk about that in a second. But on to the main event of the evening. Hopefully
Panthers.
Ariel is still with us.
Ariel
Panthers.
in the chat.
Hand up, I was wrong. This Cardinals team, L. This was in Carolina. Was Ariel at the game?
He was not at the game. Trying to think. If I was
OT
with him.
game.
No, so I was with him on Saturday actually. So I don't know. He might have done something for the game. But yeah, I had the Panthers in this one. Cardinals are on my kind of ban list. Definitely, I've been very adamant about the NFC West in general. I like the Panthers at a get-right spot at home against a shitty team. I think I also did Chuba to score. I don't know if I mentioned it on the pod, but I did that on my own. So thought it was a good game. I mean, two shit teams playing against each other, and I live in the area, so why not root for the Panthers when I absolutely hate the Cardinals? So I don't know. Mr. Arriola is a massive Bryce Young guy. I think he has been playing better, but some of these Charlotte fans are just so delusional. They think it's like maybe 2 years they're back in the playoffs, and I just can't see that happening anytime soon. I mean, you're still a top 5 pick, I think, currently, and you need a lot more than one massive piece to get you over the hump. So,
well, we're Bryce Young guys here.
Yeah.
Listen, they have no weapons. Like, Chuba's a good start. You have a nice running game going, but you have a 37-year-old Adam Thielen as your best wide receiver. I mean, Deontay Johnson ended up being a disaster.
Yeah.
I don't even know who their tight end is. Like, he could be good. He's a rookie.
Yeah.
Tommy Trumbull.
Yeah.
You said they have a good offensive line, right?
They do. They spend
Okay.
a lot of money.
They invest. Irvin says that they have a good offensive line. They definitely
Moto.
invested in it.
Robert Hunt's good.
Moton.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Bryce Young, if he was scared shitless running around the first few weeks, but I mean, I don't know.
That's just like young quarterback.
They
stuff
fucked it. They fucked up their benching so bad that it somehow worked into helping him, which is good because I like Bryce Young. I want him to be good. I think the NFL ultimately, no matter what, we need better NFL quarterbacks for better products. So if Bryce Young can figure it out,
everyone was giving shit to Tom for saying that the NFL was bad now,
it is true. But
and then actually everyone watched this year and they're like,
I think everyone before this year would consider Kirk like a top 15 at least quarterback.
Yeah.
And now he doesn't have a job. That's
crazy.
Just how it works now.
Yeah.
We don't need to spend too much time in this game. We give our shout outs to the Panthers. Highest rated quarterback of week 16. Your reaction?
I think he's asking a question, but
I don't see a question mark. I think that's a statement.
So he's saying that Bryce Young had the best performance out of week 16. I think he's probably
it might be
high as a
PFF
kite right now. But
you think so?
Yeah.
It might be PFF, like Pro Football Focus ratings.
Oh, maybe.
That's a thing. With the grades.
I definitely wouldn't say it's Bryce Young. Based
Who had a
off
good
my
performance
own
though?
I think
Daniels beat through 2 picks.
Yeah, Donald been very consistent, and
that's not about. It's about.
I know.
Week.
I think he had 3 tutties again this week.
Send us the numbers, Ariel. I believe you.
Yeah.
PFF. Sometimes those guys are a little bit crazy. But.
Yeah, fair.
All right, Lions, Bears, interdivisional.
He's
He's lying. What are our numbers?
Jared Goff had the highest passer rating of.
He also had a very good game. Yeah. Speaking
last week.
Good tease. Look at a professional podcaster. Look at the game that.
Had no idea.
Oh.
Send us your number, Ariel. We'll fucking figure it out. Anyways,
send us the link.
Link in bio.
This one was free. I think this year of NFL might be the easiest year to ever bet. Because it's if you saw this game the last 3 or 4 years, it's the Bears will probably just win this game outright somehow.
Yeah.
But it's every time the favorites just win every game.
I was very surprised. I think I mentioned it on last week's pod, but I typically don't make my picks this early in the week. I usually wait till either Saturday or Sunday, which obviously impacts the lines a little bit. But seeing the Lions at less than a touchdown favorite against this shitty Bears team was absolutely mind-boggling to me. I immediately hammered that. Also had a parlay with them, the Vikings, that paid out pretty well. I know that David Montgomery and the injury situation in general is bad in Detroit, but this Bears team is they're up there with when it comes to the Giants, honestly, at this point to me. And I know it's also they've been playing more difficult competition, but this Lions team, I obviously love Dan Campbell and the mentality that he brings. But I also just think that they can actually battle through adversity. I don't know if this year's their Super Bowl run year, but I also don't see them losing in the first round. They
might not have to play.
Exactly, yeah. They're probably going to have to bye. And even that second game or the second round, their first game, I mean, they're tough not to take, at home, even though they are banged up. I don't know. I mean, I like this Lions team mainly because, like I said, Dan Campbell, and they're just entertaining football. But I'm not sure if you had really any other takeaways.
I mean, it was kind of just a straightforward game. I like the Lions a lot, but with the injuries, it's we're going to have to see how they stack up against real competition. Unfortunately, it's week 16 now, so we don't really have, Monday Night Football this week maybe can show us something because the 49ers have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
We'll get to that game. But I like this Lions team. I was on their Super Bowl wave heavy with the injuries, though. I need to see how guys step in. I'm glad we have this time period because I probably wouldn't bet on it before the playoffs start. So, the NFC, you have the Eagles. Who do you take in the Eagles if the Eagles have to go to Detroit? That's
I was
probably
just going to say.
That's probably Lions minus 2.5.
Yeah, I think the Lions are probably favored, but it's basically a pick 'em.
And then you have the divisional guys like Vikings. I mean, what about the Vikings divisional? What's that figuration? Don't they play week 18?
They play the last week of the year. The Lions
That's going to be Sunday Night Football.
So I think that game is definitely going to influence who has the 1 seed, and I don't know.
They have the same record, right?
I don't know if they have the same or if the Vikings have 1 more loss, but I
think they both have 2 losses.
So I thought that if the Lions lost that game, that the Eagles would be the 1, but I mean, I could be wrong, and then the Vikings would jump to the 1.
That's fucked for the Lions.
13-2.
I want the Lions to get the 1 seed. They deserve it.
I agree. Just a lot of drama in week 18.
I want Sam Darnold to get the 1 seed.
That would be hype, but that's just so he can lose in his first game.
Don't talk to me.
They can. I think the Vikings are still slept on. I mean, anyways,
oh no, I agree, but I don't know.
I'm nervous for the Lions. I don't know.
It's just their defense, dude. I think I saw that they lost like 6 starters on their defense.
Yeah.
And then like 2 of them, in addition, were like backups that became starters who also got hurt. So they're on so I think their linebacking core. They're on like guys that they picked up like 2 weeks ago. It's just very difficult to obviously win consistent football like that, especially against playoff teams. So. Like you said, it's going to be a nice little testing 2 weeks going into the playoffs to see what they can do.
If Gibbs, Amon-Ra, Laporta, that like core can stay healthy, then I like them in a couple rounds. I mean, we'll see when it comes to like the
Yeah, I mean, if they lose another one of their weapons, I think that puts a massive asterisk on whatever's going to happen, and just a question mark on everything. But
all right, anything else on this game?
No, Bears are terrible.
Yeah.
Next one, AFC South divisional matchup. The Colts. Are they mathematically alive? They got eliminated yesterday.
I think they were mathematically out before this game.
Oh, really?
But I could be
I
wrong.
think that's true. Oh, no, they're still in it.
Yeah? Still in the hunt?
Yeah.
Still in the hunt. Very nerve-wracking. You're up like 31-14.
Yeah, that was
and then all of a
wild.
sudden, like Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan
Taylor legacy game after last week where he fumbled through the end zone.
Wasn't it 30 to single digit?
Yeah, it was like 30-7. Mason Rudolph, Tyjae Spears. We can shout out some Titans players, I guess. Like 2 touchdowns. I don't know.
They're still in my band.
Yeah, no,
they're
taking the Titans.
Don't touch them, even though they I don't know. Just don't bet on the Titans ever.
The
Please.
Colts to me are kind of like the Cardinals to you. Like
yes.
They're just so like shaky that I don't know what to do with them.
I'm
the whisperer, but they're a shaky. What I've analyzed is that they're a shaky team. We don't have to spend too much time in this game, but like that rushing offense for the Colts. When they want to be good, like Jonathan Taylor, Richardson running option as well.
Yeah.
And you have like, if you need to pass, you still have Pittman. I think Pierce was out this game, but like that other kid, Downs, I think he was playing well. So.
Yeah, he had a touchdown.
All right. I like this Colts team moving forward. I don't think they should throw in the towel on Richardson like everyone throws in the towel on quarterbacks. He's only going to be in year 3. I think I like Steichen. Maybe get that defense a little better. Titans, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I think the Titans
are fucked.
I think the Titans could be a Kirk spot.
Then Kirk's career's over if he goes to the Titans.
That's where players go to die.
It's gonna same thing with Tannehill.
I still think there's a chance of Aaron to Tennessee.
Rodgers?
Yeah.
I don't think he gets traded. I think he.
He's still under contract?
I think he plays for the Jets or he retires.
Interesting.
Well,
another good tease by the professional podcasters over here. Next week we have
next game. As usual, go ahead.
No.
You want to hear first?
As usual, we want to hear the crowd speak.
I didn't watch a single second of this game. I kind of just followed along on my phone.
Yeah, I didn't.
I honestly thought it would have been a much wider spread game. Pretty sure I took the Rams in this one. Not a massive fan of the Jets. Obviously, it's a little biased, but also just being unbiased, they haven't looked good all year. And this Rams team, as much as I don't like betting on them, they have looked a little bit better and more consistent here in recent weeks, especially after that massive win against the Buffalo Bills the other week. So, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was kind of a not interesting game. Doesn't really tell me much about either side, but kind of my thoughts and takeaways.
Was this in New York?
I want to say yes.
Yes,
it was. It was 100%.
I like it for the Rams. I mean, I've been kind of backing them all year. I didn't really watch much of this game either. I think Kyron had 1 or 2 touchdowns. About what I'd expect from this game, maybe a little higher scoring. But
I thought it was going to be a high scoring game. Honestly.
I didn't think it would be high scoring, but I thought it would be like more points.
High 20s for both teams.
Fair.
I thought it'd be like
both,
a 24-20 type
points.
game.
And the Jets defense has been horrible.
Yeah.
Since they fired Salah.
The Rams, I feel like, also play their competition quite a bit. Also, kind of a little pause break for those watching live. The one person, we are watching the Packers game right now. Do we need a reminder on? I think I have the Packers -14. You have them.
We're gonna get to it.
Oh, we're gonna get to it at the.
It's right there.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right.
I mean, I didn't really watch. This game wasn't really on Red Zone either because it wasn't on a scoring.
It was a terrible game.
Yeah. Rams looked like they might win the NFC West.
Yeah,
that'd be good for Debbie.
I mean,
for Diddy.
For yeah, same thing. Diddy Debbie.
No Diddy.
We're gonna get a shadow ban for that.
Nah. There's just a lot of similarities. I feel like you have to bring it up.
All right. I don't know. I think the Rams might lose first round, but they're always a fun team with McVay and Stafford. So hopefully, I mean, for Stafford's legacy, I hope he doesn't go out sad.
Is this going to be it, you think? Or you think he's got a few more years left?
I think he'll play one more.
Yeah.
Especially if they lose, and then he'll just realize he's washed.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's kind of what the NFL trend is. Like, you kind of just realize, like, oh, shit, I can't really play
I
more.
can't.
They were going to make the playoffs this year, so he's probably going to still think he's good. Like, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
I wasn't really expecting the Rams to have this much success this year, so I was kind of surprised that. I mean, I obviously just thought the 49ers kind of run away with the division, and then I don't know if any other team out of the NFC West would have made it, but I mean, they're in the front runners to win it, obviously, so I feel like you kind of build upon this next year going into it, but you're definitely going to have to either go all in or maybe start kind of selling some pieces, I feel like.
But they say that every year, and then they just, like, do the same thing. Like, I mean, they draft really well, so, I mean, we'll see what happens with them this year. I mean, their season's not over yet, so. Jets, I mean, do we want to talk about their future? Anything really change?
No.
Kind of just.
Really.
The Garrett Wilson news. You said it last week, and now it became reality.
Like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I heard real stories. He wants to be traded out.
I don't know if he wants to be traded, but he definitely is not happy, as he should be.
Good spot for him, Chargers.
That would be electrifying.
Or New England. He's like a top 15 receiver.
My sister said the same thing. They're not trading him to. They're not trading a generational.
I know. I'm just trying to have fun.
All right.
I'm just trying to have fun.
Divisional matchup in NFC. Commanders get it done over the Kenny Pickett-led Eagles. Yeah. Did you watch this one? Jalen Hurts concussion early on. Kenny Pickett looks alive.
Like the fourth quarter from a burger bar.
A burger bar.
A burger bar. I don't know.
That's
called Plan B. It was in Springfield, Mass.
Shout out Plan B. Sponsor us next time.
Yo, you using it that much that you wouldn't get sponsored by them?
I don't know. Commanders money line. It seemed like this was kind of just me chasing the Eagles' loss. Eventually, that would happen, and it didn't. I mean, I wasn't like expecting it to happen, but down east. Oh, that's good.
They're funny.
Kenny Pickett, I mean, Philly fans are upset about this game, but it's like, what do you expect from Kenny Pickett coming in, like, first time? Like, he did fine.
I actually think he played really well. I'm not going to lie to you. I was expecting it a lot worse. As soon as I saw Pickett come in, I thought that game was over for the Commanders, like, basically taking it over. But off pod didn't really do this. But, like, I live bet this game, had the Eagles at plus money when they were down. They ended up scoring, had a weird, funky feeling about it, cashed it out. Took that money and then put it on the Redskins to win. So that was a nice little. I haven't done that ever before.
Who? What team?
This game. So like the Eagles.
What team?
The Redskins.
Who?
No, the Redskins. Come on. Sorry guys. For the viewers, the graphic is wrong. There's actually real talk they're going back to the Skins. But anyway, first time I've ever like kind of double bet like that and it hitting, but it felt really good. I don't know this. I don't know if that's more just like an NFC East matchup as opposed to the better team winning, but
it's not the better team.
I was gonna say, like, I just think that
this is our first loss in 12 games or something.
This is a good loss. Like,
I was gonna say, like,
the Eagles a lot.
I think this also, like, I feel like we've talked about how yes, the Redskins have done a good job of beating teams that they should be beating, but they also like kind of very similar how we were talking about with like the Chargers, Broncos, Steelers, how they're just not in that tier yet to be able to be one of the better teams in the NFC and end up like winning one or two games. Fucking Jacobs at the one, damn it. But yeah, I don't know. This doesn't really change my opinion about either team. I think both of them are good teams. Just the Eagles are going to have a better chance to make a like longer run. Like Dub said, I think it's a good loss, like as opposed to just a shitty, random end of year loss. Like this is a very competitive game. They almost had it. Don't love how the defense kind of folded in the last 2 minutes, but
I mean, this was just like a Jaden,
like
kind of like
just
an
cement your
earlier
rookie of the
season
year,
Jaden game where he was just like couldn't be stopped. I mean, that was good for him because I was talking about it last week in the pod. Like he's kind of simmered out a bit. Like you haven't really heard much about Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, so I think that was a really re-energizing win for them. I mean, I had Commanders money line. I took the Commanders in the spread. I mean, I think this is in Washington, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so I mean, it doesn't tell me a lot about the Commanders because it was Kenny Pickett, but still think they're gonna be a first round exit. I don't know. This was a fun game, though. Probably, I mean, besides the Panthers, Cardinals, which didn't really have implications because they're both kind of out of the picture. This is probably like the most meaningful game in the 1 o'clock slate that like was good. So fun game. Not really too many big takeaways, but anything else?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a sick ending to the game. Probably one of the better of the week, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure.
Is this what's the rookie of the year? Look like
I think Jaden's the massive favorite.
Massive?
Pretty sure.
Wasn't it like last week?
No, you said last week Bo was favored.
But I think Bo didn't play that well. I think he had a pick or two, and then Jaden had that. I don't know, but at least on a lot of the national media, I saw that it seems like Jaden's the front runner now. But
all right, well, we'll keep it moving. Vikings Seahawks. This was our push of the week. 3 we had last either Tuesday or Wednesday, and we streamed.
Yeah.
Not sure if the line moved at all. I mean, we were kind of under the assumption that Geno might not even play. Dontavian Wicks touchdown. But, I mean, this is a gutty win for the Vikings because I think Seattle's a very hard place to play in. Huh?
Tough. Yeah. One of the parlays is dead, boys, but it's all right.
Okay.
Jacobs first TD.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to look at this rookie here.
But yeah, going to the Vikings Seahawks, I took it on the money line as well, so I wasn't too upset. My biggest bet I think I threw was like 4 or 5 units on money line between the Lions and the Vikings. Just seemed like kind of automatic. Didn't understand why the lines were so short. And I typically, if I'm doing parlays, I like doing money lines as opposed to sweating out spreads. But yeah, I wasn't able to catch most of it. But I'm pretty sure Justin Jefferson caught 2 touchdowns. I think Darnold looked pretty well.
Addison caught a touchdown.
Yeah, like I think this Vikings team looked the same, and the Seahawks kind of proved that they could actually compete with a team like the Vikings. I don't know. Like I said, feel like this NFC West is very unpredictable, and you never would know what you're going to get week to week. As opposed to the NFC North, I feel like they've proven time in and time out that they're the best conference in the NFC. And I mean, 3 of the top teams could be the 1 seed. I know the Packers probably have a very outside shot. I mean, but still, like, I think they only have 3 losses, and the Eagles have 2. So I think there's just a difference in like quality of play between the 2 conferences and the teams within them. So I really like the Vikings here, and I continue to moving forward. Doesn't really make me sweat about the Seahawks making it a game at all. I don't know if that impacted you.
No,
thinking about the Vikings.
I think the Seahawks, like especially at home, can play a spoiler a bit. So I'm not really concerned with this game. Like I think this is just another nice win for the Vikings. You mentioned before they're tied for the best record in the NFC at this point. So I mean, we just have to trust Darnold.
I love the last second wins.
Yeah.
Like, they've had it like 5 or 6.
Their kicker is good too. Reichard, he's the nose.
Like that touchdown to Jefferson with like 3 minutes left or whatever.
Yeah.
To put him ahead was disgusting.
I like teams like that. I mean, I know we've been giving the Chiefs shit for doing that all year because they are the Chiefs. Exactly, but like those are the teams that typically do well in the postseason. Like it's good to be in those situations in the regular season to get used to it, and that way you're like, it's not the first time you're doing it in the postseason when everything's on the line.
You don't want to be blowing teams out every week and not playing games that are like meaningful in the end. Like, you have to learn how to win as much as you have to learn how to not lose. Yeah,
kind of similar. Going back to what Dub said, I think that Eagles lost to the Commanders, or the Redskins, I should say. Sorry.
He said it. He said it, guys. Clip it.
The loss to the Redskins is a good loss. Like I feel like that's something that gives them like a little bit of a kick in the ass going into the playoff. But yeah, that's kind of my thought in the NFC picture right now.
All right. Cutting back to a previous segment, live update on the offensive rookie of the year. Jaden Daniels, minus 20,000.
Yeah.
So he's got it locked up. Brock Bowers has overtaken Bo. He's plus 2,500. Bo is plus 10,000. So it looks like it's going to be Jayden Daniels for Rookie of the Year.
Breaking news. MLB and umpires agreed a 5-year collective bargaining agreement.
Wow. You hear that, chat?
All right. We're going to have to wrap up the stream, guys. This is like, we're going to have to start a new one just talking about this. I don't even know what that means, but.
New CBA. Come on.
Home team. Wearing my best Drake May jersey. I mean, this is a fun one for us Patriots fans because we went up 14-0, control the game tempo. That's how you beat these good quarterbacks. If you're a shit team, you just hold the ball for a quarter and then hope for the best that they don't score.
And Drake made some sexy fucking throws.
Yeah, he did.
Drake, actually looked legit, but...
That fourth quarter, second to last drive where they scored a touchdown took 45 minutes somehow. And that was pretty sad. But, I mean, you're going to lose this game 9 times out of 10, basically, and they just couldn't find the one way to win it. I mean,
you both took the Pats, though, right?
No, I took the Bills. I was wrong.
I took the Pats. I just thought I know it was in Buffalo, but I mean, we've talked about it a lot. I really think these divisional matchups typically are played tighter, no matter what division it is. But it's also AFC East, very cold weather. And I think the Patriots, I know they haven't looked great, but I definitely think Drake is trying to put this team on his back and establish the fact that, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm the franchise guy for, this isn't a Bryce Young situation where it's oh, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I feel like we all know as Patriots fans, or even if you're not a Patriots fan, you see Drake play and you just know that he's the guy for the remainder of the run that we have here within the next decade or so, depending upon some unforeseen, injury or massive drop in play.
I'm with it.
I mean, he is, though, but he has, this natural talent, but it's just so sad how there's no one around him to support him.
Booty played well for the.
He did, but it's you need a lot more than that, and I think it's very obvious, but I like how they compete in this game, but like you said, it kind of was inevitable. As soon as they went up 2 scores, I kind of did something a Patriots fan shouldn't do, but I live bet on the Bills, ended up cashing out, but I mean, I don't know. I thought they played well, but it was just it was written on the wall. Bills were going to win this game some way, somehow. They're not losing the Patriots at home going into the playoff run. So,
yeah. I mean, I mentioned it last week. The Bills are what we were to the Bills,
exactly
5 years ago.
Yeah.
They're just going to, ultimately win this game. I mean, things are looking okay for Week 18, where we could possibly be playing backups and get our 4th win, but it looks like we're going to have a top 3 pick. My haters out there don't want us to get Travis Hunter. I don't even want fucking Travis Hunter, but if we get him, I hope that we do, just to piss people off. At this point, I'm okay with Van Pelt staying.
I agree.
I mean, I don't really care that much.
I'm just not a massive fan of, we've been talking about, just all this, quick, sudden change within organizations, and it doesn't benefit anybody. I mean, it's a rare example, but... And it's also the best one, but the Lions sticking with Dan Campbell and that entire, their entire coordinating room, front office, they stuck together even though their first year was not horrible. Good. Not good at all. I think they had 2-3 wins maybe.
They were 0-1 and 11 or something like that, and then they won the last 4 or 5
Yeah,
games.
I don't know if that was the first or second. I could be mistaken, but they definitely proved to they said out loud there is no chance anybody on the staff is going away. And I feel you need a little bit of consistency, especially in the NFL. It's not just going to happen overnight, even though these owners somehow think it is.
When does that ever happen?
Exactly. I don't understand why people.
It's expected.
Exactly. So I think I like the idea of keeping everybody. I know we've talked about the flaws within Mayo and even Van Pelt, but I think there is something to it, of keeping a little bit of familiarity and growing and being just improving upon what you were last year. I mean, then it gets to a point of next year, you have to show a little bit of a step up, but I don't know. That's kind of my thought. I don't know what you were hopeful for.
Yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, we fire Mayo and fire Van Pelt, but realistically, I don't think.
Exactly. So I completely disagree.
No, because I think you make a valid point about keeping the same consistency, and I think that's really beneficial to a young quarterback, especially. But if Mayo turns out to be a fucking suckbag as a coach and Van Pelt can't coach offense, it's and Dable is, for example, Dable is available, and we don't get Daboll, we're going to regret that for all of Drake May's career. Like, where he could have been Josh Allen, he turns into, like, I mean, I think he's still going to be good, but it's like, I don't know.
I think
that's my only worry, but, like, I think you had to keep Mayo. You don't fire people after a year. Like, he hasn't done that. Like, he's made some brain dead moves, but, I mean, this week he didn't say anything at the press conference.
I think it is more of the media shit that's just like, holy fuck, dude. Like, are you really a head coach in the NFL? But I don't know. It's also tough. Like, you hear all this Ben Johnson chatter and you, like, watch this Lions offense. Granted, they are very talented in the offensive side of the ball. I feel like there are a couple of coaches where I would completely understand, hey, let's do a complete rebuild on the coaching side of it. If you want to bring in a Vrabel or a Ben Johnson or maybe even a Daboll as head coach.
I don't think we could, like, I don't think we're one of the top attractions. I don't even think those guys would want to come here.
I mean,
maybe Vrabel for the nostalgia.
I think Drake May's shown that if you can surround him with talent, that this will be a very good football team. But it's also, like you said, it's kind of tough when you play in a conference, or I'm sorry, in a division with Josh Allen. And then obviously the AFC has been a lot more dominant overall as opposed to the NFC. So I don't know. It's also like there are going to be a lot of head coaching jobs available, but I feel like the Patriots kind of get not like undershadowed by it, but I feel like having Drake May is a massive component of why a coach would want to come here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the big draw for the Bears too, is having Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully, like, not hopefully, but if they're going to make changes even, so I don't even want to, like, we can save that if something happens, because we'll still be potting for the playoffs. So the Black Monday will happen. We'll see all the coaching changes. So we'll get to that. We've already spent too much time in this.
Yeah.
Speaking about spending too much time, we don't really need to dive into this one.
Nope.
Besides,
I thought this had
Raiders.
Tough.
Mac.
I thought Mac was gonna pull this one out.
I think we had the Raiders.
Raiders losing that number 1 pick.
You shouldn't like the teams at the top of the draft. It's really the Raiders and the Giants who need a quarterback. So it's like it's even kind of better where you're the Raiders and you don't get stuck into picking the wrong guy. Like if they pick Shadurn, he's like Dion and like blah 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 and all this drama and stuff. And Cam Ward is just
I think they like that though.
They like it.
I think that's like
in the realistic terms of like having the best situation. It could just be like Jane Daniels falls to the Commanders and that's a good spot for him. Like I think ultimately it's going to matter what your landing situation is. So they just need to figure out.
I think that Vegas wants like the attraction of
as a town, maybe, Dion. But
like that's like a lot of money. Like if they get the 5th pick or whatever.
Who did it when the Texans fucked up and they fired Lovie Smith and they lost that game? Who was the first pick? Trevor Lawrence?
Ooh, I have no idea.
Was it like the Will Anderson draft? I don't think it matters that much. I think you should try and win football games. I mean,
of course.
No, I agree.
I've said if you need a quarterback, maybe then you consider like losing as fine.
But even that.
Yeah, they're going to get one of the 2 guys. It takes away from the
sport if you do tank. Like, I understand it happens.
Not even that. It's like you're going to get Cam Ward or you're going to get Shadurn. It's like
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Patriots jumped to number 2, basically, is what happened. And we flip-flop with them. And obviously, we're not drafting a quarterback. So, granted, it might influence our pick a little bit, like, of trading out. It might create a little bit more value. But, like, if you're the Raiders, that we're not drafting a quarterback. So, it's better for us if we want to sell it to the Raiders, if they feel like someone else might jump up. But I can't see a team giving out an absurd offer for this year's 2nd overall pick.
Yeah, they might.
I don't know. For Cam Ward, I don't know. I can't.
We'll see. I mean, I don't think this is all.
Let's look at the globe.
This is all like we'll see what happens because the draft, like the Giants could win their last 2 games. Like it's not looking good, but they could. Like it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So I mean, this game, I don't really remember even anything that happened in this game.
I didn't watch a single second.
Brock Bowers had some good catches. Jacoby.
Jacoby doesn't have a single drop this entire year. It's kind of wild.
AOC looked decent. Mac ultimately couldn't get it done.
She's the worst.
Another game that before this game started, I think the 49ers were mathematically eliminated. Like right as this game started, I think the Dolphins may have been eliminated slightly before as well. So we can kind of, if you want to, I mean, if you have any deep takeaways in this game, it kind of went as expected. Like in Miami, I thought that this was...
I feel like this game kind of influences my pick a lot going into next week. For the 49ers, I don't understand that line at all, but that's the only takeaway I have from this game, honestly. Don't really have anything else to say.
Are the Dolphins eliminated?
They might not be. No, it was the Cowboys and the 49ers both got eliminated right before. I think the Dolphins may need like a doomsday scenario like the Bengals. I don't think
technically not eliminated.
I don't think they're going to be in. There's only 2 weeks left, and they need to catch up. But
need a lot to happen.
This is a good win. I mean, the 49ers looked good last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. I mean, yeah, I don't even know what you say. People were saying Tyreek's a little washed now. I haven't been paying close attention. So
he's just not putting up his usual insanely characteristic numbers. But
it's also tough when you have Tim Boyle and
Skylar.
Skylar Thompson.
Exactly. And the whole team overall has been playing bad. I don't think it's
it's been a weird vibe. For the Dolphins all year.
I think the whole Tua thing, putting so much attention on it, just everybody was kind of sick of it, and it just feels like. I mean, they had a nice little run, once he came back, too. They started winning games. Their offense looked better. And they looked like more of a team and not just Tyreek go, crazy for 200 yards. Definitely don't think he's washed. But, I mean, I think this Dolphins team's extremely inconsistent, especially when Tua is out. I mean, I think they're inconsistent when he's in. Never mind if he's hurt. They have no one to play quarterback.
Something just occurred to me. Kirk to the Dolphins.
That would be – I don't know.
Didn't they just give Tua a bag?
Yeah, but as a backup.
Oh, backup.
Because Tua's going to get he'll know he's going to get some stuff.
Kind of do the same thing with Justin Fields and Russell and Steelers, bring in a pretty solid backup. But
yeah, well, Russ was supposed to be the starter. Anyways,
yeah.
I mean, really, Dolphins have a lot to figure out. 49ers, that thing's broken up, so I don't know. I think Debo's going to be on a new team next year. I don't know what Kittle's contract is.
That was so loud.
Sunday night,
you gotta start this one.
I was tuned into this one. I actually did a live bet for one of the first times this season. Took the Bucks. Big mistake. Bucks this is a Todd Bowles classic game. You're in Dallas, -4.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. You had control of the division if you needed to win out. I mean, they play the Panthers. I don't know who they play week 18. Cowboys should be a winnable game this year, but I think the Cowboys are fighting for Mike McCarthy. I don't know. Did you even watch this game?
I turned it on the second half when I got home. Bucks definitely had a chance to win this game.
They had multiple. It wasn't even
chances to win this.
It wasn't even on Baker. It was McMillan got the ball stolen from him.
Yeah,
and then
Rashad definitely could have been a touchdown. That one, in the front of the end zone.
I'm surprised they didn't look more at that. Also, Rashad White got the ball stolen from him. He just knew that he gave it away. So, props to the Cowboys. I mean, I've said in the last couple of weeks that they could be a team that could just cover spreads and be play spoiler. So good for them. I mean, I want this Bucks team to be good, but I don't have a so hard interest rooting for them. I live bet them stupidly, I guess, and lost that bet. I mean, me and my friend said Mike Evans touchdown. That didn't work out. I don't know what the fix is. I mean, they have that good running game. It's just I think the Bucks, if they just win those games they're supposed to win, they could be a perennial division winner in the NFC South, which has just been changing hands over and over again because of all these inconsistent teams. But now the Bucks have to wait for the Falcons potentially lose a game. I mean, the Falcons have a hard matchup this week. Bucks have the Panthers this week. We'll get to those games shortly, but just a disappointing loss in Jerry World. But I think the Cowboys are still fighting for Jerry, still fighting for Mike McCarthy.
I think I heard you on the way out. Yeah, the Bucks also fucked me through probably my biggest bet on the Bucks live bet. Just assumed they would come back and beat this team, but then Cowboys, I think you were kind of just mentioning it. They're definitely fighting for their coach, and I think they've won 4 out of their last 5 or something kind of crazy like that. Ever since they got mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, they started playing exponentially better than they were.
Well, they only got mathematically limited yesterday.
Oh, really?
They were still in it, but
but it just it felt like they were pretty much dead in the water.
Yeah,
and maybe it's just the quality of play in the teams that they played previous. But I mean, this Bucks team, I mean, we've kind of liked them the entire year. I feel collectively. I don't know if this impacts how you feel about it. I didn't hear it, but
I mean, I just said no. It's just they had we were talking about the McMillan play and then the Rashad White play where the ball just gets taken from you 2 times in the last couple of possessions. They would have won the game if they punched in one of those or even got a field goal on one of those.
Yeah.
Just the Cowboys just wanted it more, I think. I mean, that's really all I can take away from this game. And
I just hope this isn't because I like this Bucs team. I feel like they're entertaining enough, and especially they're a good underdog team to root for. They have Baker and Mike Evans, but they're not in the NFC, they're not like the Eagles or the Lions or any of the NFC North teams where they seem like they've been dominating throughout the entire year. So, I mean, I honestly hope they make it over the Falcons. I mean, that would be weird to see Penix in the playoffs to see how that would go. But
it would go like shit, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So I hope the Bucks turn around. I don't think this will impact them too much, but maybe it's a little kick in the ass to wake them up going into the back half, like the playoff season. But
I think the Bucks are in a weird spot. It's like Todd Bowles is clearly not a good coach, but you can't fire him if they keep making the playoffs. Yeah. So maybe if they miss this year, he goes. But they're kind of in that weird spot. Anyways, this is like our longest weekly review ever. So we're here now. We're watching. We have Saints Packers on the other screen. Michael and I had the Saints plus 14. You have Packers minus 14. Packers up 7-0.
It's already not looking good.
Yeah, it's not looking great for Saints Packers. They had a good drive, first offensive drive. I was going to give us the opportunity to switch picks if we wanted to, but since this has already started, that's off the table. So we'll just move ahead to week 17. Weird slate this week. We have 2 games on Christmas, Wednesday night, a Thursday night game, our last Thursday night game of the week, or our last Thursday night game of the year, 3 Saturday games, and then typical 1 o'clock slate. I think there's only 2 4 o'clock games.
Yeah.
And then 1 Sunday night, 1 Monday night, last Monday night of the year as well. So let's dive right in. First game on Christmas. I like how they did kind of 4 same teams, like in a little tournament.
Yeah.
See what happens. But we have the Chiefs coming off all their wins in a row, whatever, defending world champions. They head to Pittsburgh off 2 losses in a row, right? Steelers plus 3. So, Michael, what's your take on Chiefs at Steelers plus 3?
I'm going to take the Chiefs here. Steelers coming off a bad loss. I guess it wasn't so horrible. The score didn't look great, but I'm going to take the Chiefs here mostly because they're the Chiefs and they win games that they're supposed to win. Late in the year, I feel like they'll have all their people playing because they still got to get the number 1 seed.
They'll have one more game, I think, to get that 1 seed.
And I don't know, the Steelers kind of have been getting a little bit exposed on offense the past 2 or 3 weeks. Originally with Russ, they looked super good, moving the ball down the field. George Pickens playing well, but now it's a lot more ground and pound, slow game, and I feel like the Chiefs excel in those sorts of games recently. Since they lost Tyreek, they've been like a ground and pound, short passing, long drive sort of team, and they just do well at those sorts of games.
Your take?
I don't know if I like it, but kind of foreshadow a little bit. Steelers coming off of 2 losses that very difficult for them to kind of go into the playoffs with confidence. I'm going with the Steelers here. I think it's a get-right spot. I think the Chiefs...
A get-right spot against the defending two-time...
I don't know. I'll take the 3 points. I mean, I can see the Chiefs winning by 1 or 2. But it's also I don't know. I like the Steelers, a little funky Christmas Day game. Don't really know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Christmas belongs to the NBA.
I was okay. Yeah, Mikey's he's upset that the Knicks aren't on over here on the side TV, but
they're up by 18 at halftime.
Yeah, okay. Good thing we don't have that fucking shit on. I don't know. I think the Steelers can pull one out, and then from there they can kind of go in with momentum into the playoffs. It sounds gross, but I don't know. I think something weird's going to happen. I know the Chiefs are a better team. Steelers at home defense, Christmas kind of weird. Steelers have had a 2-game skid. Chiefs coming off of 2 pretty big, they've played some tough teams recently, just coming off the win against the Texans. Forget who they played last week, but I'm pretty sure it was the week before, but it was a pretty good matchup if I remember correctly. So I'm going to go with the Steelers plus the 3 here. Eagles, yeah.
Yeah. I'm also on the Steelers. Just feel like it's due theory. I think there's still going to be drama. I mean, a lot of this kind of playoff scuttlebutt has been mostly it's all set in stone.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be a little bit of drama. Also, why is Trey Aikman bowling? But anyways, I think the Steelers can potentially win this game in Pittsburgh.
Joe Buck too.
Sorry. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game, and in low scoring games with the Steelers, anything can happen. They can cover spreads. They can win games outright. Mm-hmm. So I like the Steelers plus 3 to get this done. Potential.
Do we have Pickens update?
He's playing.
He is. Okay.
He looks like he's gonna be playing. I saw a Schefter tweet today.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm on Steelers.
I love that.
I'm on Steelers as
Pickens
well.
being out would definitely influence me a little bit more, but we weren't able to do too much research before. But
yo, Doug, ponchos. Dubcast and ponchos. We can't move the setup now.
Tough. Dude, that's one of my grandparents' favorite places to go. It's Poncho's. They used to put me up in a car seat when I was like a baby on Poncho's bar.
Nice.
That's why you're so fucked up. Next game, Ravens head to the Texans. What time are these games even at?
I think 1 and 4.
Yeah, it's 1-4-8, I think.
1-4-8 for 2 games.
Oh yeah.
It's either gonna be 1 and 4. It's like the weird 3:30, 6:30.
No, definitely the first one's at 100%. I don't know what the second one is.
I can double check right now, but anyways,
Ravens, Texans. Texans
Ravens by 1 million.
This line jumped. You're taking Ravens by 1 million?
wow.
Any reason or just
Because the Texans have.
I've got you have like the
Johnson.
world's worst service in your fucking basement.
That's true.
New
You don't have
Wi-Fi?
the new Wi-Fi. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Shout out Verizon.
Are you actually going Ravens by 1 million?
I'm taking the Ravens here. I think that they're just better, and the Texans are all beat up.
Chiefs game's at 1, this
limping
game's
into
at
this
4:30.
game.
Yeah. Okay. Noted.
Limping into this game. Ravens coming off a big win.
I think CJ has to win it for his fake dead wide receiver in Tank Dell. I think
His fake dead receiver.
he acted like he fucking died.
I mean,
Like, bro,
last year he broke his leg in like week 16. Or
he didn't cry that
15 or
much last
something,
time.
right?
He didn't cry that much last time.
History repeats itself.
Yeah, Tank Dell's injury prone. Book it.
Okay.
No, but
Ravens by 15.
I'm going the other side, Texans. I was feeling more of a dog. I feel like these Christmas games are going to be weird. And whenever I see the dogs, especially this one at home, both teams at home dogs, 5.5 is also a lot for a playoff team. I know this Ravens team's been on a little bit of a run. I think this might be a little bit of a wake-up call. They're playing 3 games, and I think it's 11 days based off of, the schedule in order to play on Christmas. So I don't think they can win all of them. Maybe they can just prove me wrong, but I'm going to go with the dog in this fight. Give me the Texans and CJ Stroud winning this for Tank Dell.
We're tied.
No cap. I'm willing to bet money that he says that at some point going into Christmas.
This is for Tank.
I think he would say that in a post-game presser. You know what? That was for Tank. And then he has another period moment and just cries his eyes out on
Throws
live
for
TV.
57 yards and they lose by 1 million.
That's also possible too.
Originally, I was going to take the Ravens. Then this number jumped. I'm taking the Texans. 5.5 is way too many points.
5.5 is
especially
a lot.
after the Ravens got that blow-in. They're going to Houston.
Yeah.
Blowing win.
Blowout.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways,
My fault.
also, I forgot to bring up last game. Chiefs 0-1 on Christmas games last year.
Raiders.
Anyways.
And I think the Steelers are a little bit better than the Raiders, I think.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I like the Texans to cover here. I think this spot in Houston, primetime game, this screams out to me like Ravens by a field goal, maybe like a Justin Tucker redemption field goal, something like that. I think the Texans, granted they're losing a lot of stuff, but I don't know. I think they can come back and recover from their so-called discrepancies. I think wide receiver, you look at it, it's oh shit, but Tank Dell really what do you get, 50 yards a game? They can replace that.
He actually had a pretty good game before that.
Deontay revenge game.
Don't disrespect.
That, yes.
Yeah,
I might change
receiver
Focus
revenge
5,
game.
low key. Get
No,
signed
no shot.
4
No
days
shot.
before.
I like the 5.5.
It's not like Baker for the Rams 3 years ago or whatever when
Could
he
be.
played
It
2.5
could
days
be.
after getting signed.
Anyways, I like the Texans. I like both underdogs on Christmas, especially both home underdogs.
Exactly.
Granted, I said before the Ravens and the Chiefs are 2 of the top AFC contenders,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I think this 5.5 is too wide on this game specifically.
Yeah.
And,
Like you said, maybe some little drama going into the late playoffs, even though it seems like seeding's already there. But
Josh Jacobs is a stud.
Merry Christmas from me, John, and E. That's Ian.
Ian, nice.
Merry Christmas,
to you
brothers.
guys.
I'm sorry I couldn't be with you tonight. Have a winter vacation. Maybe I'll come to Montana. Ian and John, I'll see you soon. Merry Christmas, bros. Any
Nice.
personal message?
I don't have a personal message, but Merry Christmas to
Merry
friends
Christmas.
and all.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Haven't seen you boys in forever. Would be nice to see you at some point. But
Main Street, EG, New Year's Eve. Be there.
Basement.
Ties me
you
go.
just put that out to the pod.
I'll be
you put
there.
it out to our pod viewers.
Come meet the Dubcast, Main Street. All
We're
right.
having a live watch
Yeah.
party for
CFP.
CFP, is that
CFP.
true?
There you go.
So we have a Thursday night game that's apparently going to happen the day after Christmas. This one's
That's hype.
you're
What are
gonna
we
you're gonna
doing?
be tuned into Seahawks Bears.
Yeah.
I'll
That's the freest fucking line of the weekend, or the entire weekend.
I'll start. I'm taking the Seahawks
Yeah.
minus 3.5.
Take out a
Nothing,
fucking loan.
nothing from this NFL season or the Bears season
That's
has.
not financial advice.
Yeah.
That's not financial advice.
No, this is the pod advice. Two different things.
Nothing from the Bears season or the NFL season has told me that the Bears are going to cover this. Like, I think Vegas is just doing their normal like algorithms, and it's like, oh, at home Thursday night, short week Thursday at 3.5. Seahawks hammer. They're a much better team at literally every position. I think even receiver. You could who has a better receiving core, Bears or Seahawks?
Seahawks.
Yeah, easy. JSN is a bro playing against JSN in fantasy segment of the week. Geno Smith throws every single football to JSN. It's absurd. Every single target is to JSN.
Big play here.
4th and 2. Jordan
Oh,
Love rolls
he's
out.
wide open.
He's got it.
He's got
Oh, I got
Tucker.
Tucker Craft receiving yards. Hype. Love
He
it.
was about to go deep to Christian Watson.
I think this is a Seahawks slaughterhouse. I could even see like a 17-3 type game.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is a boring game. Everyone's like, why do we do Thursday Night Football still? I mean, people have been shitting on it all year. There has been some good Thursday Night Football games. Like
Agreed.
last week I thought was pretty good. Bucks Falcons, that one time it was on, was pretty good. Like there's been some back and forth high scoring battles. Ravens Bengals. But overall, this product is not good on a short week. Both teams played on Sunday, so I just don't trust the Bears. I mean, under Thomas Brown, they've lost every game by like 15 points at
Yeah.
least. So I don't know what Vegas is thinking here. I'm taking the Seahawks, who have shown to be pretty competent. I mean, they almost just beat the Vikings last week. I mean, they were out of it against the Packers, but Gino got hurt. But I trust the Seahawks team enough to get 3.5.
Go, you fucker. God damn. If Josh Jacobs gets down at the one again, I'm going to lose my shit.
Do you agree, Cam? Or are you taking?
Yeah.
All things agree with Seahawks winning.
I don't have much to add. Just don't. Bears are on the ban list. Don't fucking touch them. Don't understand why it's even this close, but give me the Seahawks.
All right.
Yep.
Crowds on Seahawks. Moving on to Saturday, 1 p.m. For some reason, this game got flexed into prime time.
There you
All
go.
right.
Attaboy.
There we go.
Jacobs
Josh
touchdown.
Jacobs tutty. There's one.
This is another Vegas trap. You want to start us out, Cam? Because we always know what your pick is. Is this even too short for you?
I'm going to do something I haven't done in the pod yet. I'm going with the Chargers -4. I think the Patriots played their asses off last week against a much better team than the Bills on the road. Seems like a letdown spot. I think that was kind of like the Patriots game of the year last week. Drake May looked good. I just think that the Chargers are going to make a push to cement themselves as the 6th seed over the Broncos. I think it's the perfect place to do it. Run the ball. This Patriots defense has not looked good pretty much the majority of the year, other than Christian Gonzalez. And it's a playoff team versus a team that's the 2nd overall pick. 4 points just seem. I know it's the Patriots, but 4 points I just don't think is enough. So I'm going with the Chargers -4.
I'm wearing my jersey. I think this is a game that Patriots fans might. I mean, is this their last? No, this is not
It's
their
this
last.
and the Bills.
Yeah, so they have one more home game.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This is like your $50 or like $25 ticket game. People are gonna go and get smashed.
I kind of want to go, actually.
I know. Yeah, I wish I could go, but I can't
Tough.
because I'm be away. But I think the only
You
scenario,
go pod from the Patriots game tailgating?
the only scenario you're looking at
Thursday or
Saturday.
Saturday. The only scenario you're looking at of the Patriots covering, if it's like last year, it was like, what was that game? 6-0, like one of the ugliest football games ever
Yeah.
played. Pats Chargers, but I think the Chargers are much better than that team last year.
What about the 9-6 Patriots Jets game from Week 18? Or
Oh, that was hype. I almost got in
When
a
Bill
bar fight,
walked
actually.
off with the mask.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Chargers -4. It's just too simple. Like they have something to play for. We have nothing to play for. I mean, we were within 4 points of the Bills. Now it's kind of like I've been using this analogy, like the pop your head above the surface game.
Yeah.
Like we got blown out by the Cardinals off a bye. Like this isn't a good football team at this point. It sucks to say, but the Chargers, like if they want to, they can run Gus Edwards. And
They could. I could see
Hassan
them winning
Haskins.
24-0. Like
not
Chargers.
passing the ball
Yeah,
once,
exactly.
Yeah.
running and then down there through it.
Yep.
big Hassan Haskins game, big Gus Edwards game. I think the Chargers win this game 24-10, 24-13, something like that.
Yeah.
You taking the hometown Patriots, or are you
Going against the boys for the boys?
I think I might have to go for the boys.
Nice.
Against the boys. Against you for
Yeah.
the Patriots.
That's hype.
Just literally, I was going to take the Chargers, and they both took the Chargers, so I'm taking the Patriots.
That's
I
fair.
think that's
All right,
the
great.
only
Yeah.
time ever that,
It's the first time on the pod I've picked against
yeah,
Patriots.
I'm taking
So-
the Patriots here.
Any reasoning, or just because we?
Nope, only because you both took the Chargers.
Got it.
Fair.
All right.
I do like
I
Drake.
don't have
Drake
any
May.
faith
Drake
in
May
them.
rushing touchdown though. Shout out.
I don't have any faith in the Patriots to win this game or lose by 3. But
They'll cover the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of 4 o'clock Saturday, we have
oh, look at that!
We have the
We're coming
Broncos.
professionals over here.
heading to Cincy. Cincy -3. I mean, Cincy's been pretty liked by Vegas overall. I think this is a pretty fair spread. It's just kind of what squad you like better. We'll start with you. You kind of like this Broncos team. You had a little bit of a turnaround, but now
I'm off the
You're off-
Broncos
you're off
team.
them?
Wow.
I think the Bengals, they're talking this week. They're like, we don't. I don't know. They have a very slim chance of getting the playoffs. I don't think they're mathematically eliminated, but they definitely need this win, and they need a lot of stuff to happen. Broncos are they locked into the playoffs?
No.
they're the
They're
team
not
that could
locked
go.
So yeah, it would be like the Bengals would get
This
it
is
over
like
them.
a huge game
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
In Cincinnati, I don't think that matters much, but
I think it does.
you think it does?
If this game was in Denver,
I think if it was in Denver, yeah, but if it was, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna take the Bengals. Yeah, I think they're just on paper they're a better team. Broncos have been playing a lot better this year, but when it comes down to quarterbacks, which is what late season football, playoff football is all about, I'm taking Joe Burrow.
I'm going Broncos plus the points.
Really?
Yeah. I think this is kind of cementing the Bengals are out of the playoffs. This just isn't their year. They need to rethink about where their organization is going to go, especially with the T. Higgins situation, whether you extend him or you obviously need help on your defensive side of the ball. So invest on that. But I don't know. I think it's a nail in the coffin for him. I wasn't on this Broncos team very highly in the beginning of the year, but I do think that they play more consistent football than the Bengals. And I know this is when the Bengals start to turn it on. I know they're not.
Daryl.
That's Daryl's guy.
I thought he was on the Seahawks. I thought he was on the Seahawks.
Dude, yeah, no Daryl in the chat. Shout out. Perfect. I can't stand that guy.
He could be the one viewer watching.
Nah, he ain't.
Daryl,
He would have been
that's-
blowing up
Daryl,
the
if
fucking
it's you,
comments.
Log in.
Log in.
Clock in.
Nah, give me
Log in for work. We do accept super chats.
No.
I
give me
tried to give one actually the other day.
Yeah.
really
We're not live through YouTube. We're live through StreamYard, so I don't think it works like
tough.
that.
Yeah, give me the Broncos. plus the
Broncos.
points.
I'm going Bengals. I've gotten to a point where I've bet on the Bengals the last couple of weeks, money line, and they've got the job done. And they can shown they can beat the kind of mid-tier to low-tier teams. I think the Broncos are kind of I haven't looked at it at all, so this could be just speaking out of my ass, but I feel like on the road they're kind of shit. I mean, they were in LA, lost. I feel like they're not as good as in the altitude, and they know how to play in the altitude. They practice in the altitude, whatever. I think ultimately the Broncos will make the playoffs. I'm not sure what the Week 18 matchups are, but I think the Bengals spice this up. We need some drama heading into Week 18.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's going to be the 1 seed drama or if it's going to be this drama. But I think the Bengals can cover this game. I think they're going to win this game. They have a much better offense. The defense is suspect. So I think this could be a high-scoring game. This could be an over spot. I don't know what the over-under would be. Maybe if it's high 40s, low 50s, maybe don't touch it.
Yeah.
But I think, Bo Nix has tapered a little bit. I think he still played well last week, so I'm a little curious why he's so far down in the Rookie of the Year race. But I like the Broncos. You have the better quarterback. Don't have the better coach, but don't have the better defense. But you have the better quarterback. So I think it's going to be a shootout. I'm taking the better offense, better weapons, Jamar, T, Gesicki, Chase Brown.
Don't put fucking Gesicki in that list. Come on now.
Who's the Broncos tight end? Go ahead.
Noah Fant?
Nope.
Tough.
I don't even know who it is, but I know it's not Noah Fant.
I know Troutman.
Oh,
Adam Troutman, who has one catch
low-key
in the past 5
Madden
years.
stud. Low-key Madden stud.
Anyways, I'm taking the Bengals. Pretty simple for me. We have one more Saturday game left. Cam's favorite division in football. The Cardinals head to LA. They're 6-point underdogs.
Cardinals are out of the playoffs, right?
Yep, Cardinals.
Rams
Rams.
I saw a clip of
Rams are in the division lead right now.
who was it on the Cardinals saying that the Panthers fucking suck.
Yeah, the Cardinals are out.
I have no
Their
idea.
tight end.
Oh, McBride?
Yeah.
Yeah.
McBride
like
hasn't
walking-
scored all
Yeah.
He
year.
was walking down the tunnel. He was like, I can't believe we lost to those fucks. It's fucking terrible or something like that.
I'll start this one out.
Talk shit on the Panthers. Love it.
After losing.
This is a classic Cardinals +6.
Yeah.
Easy hammer. And it's like you would think the opposite because the Rams have been playing well, blah, 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 blah. The Cardinals, the most inconsistent team in football. They lost to the Panthers last week. Oh, they suck. They stink now. They're going to...
I think I might take a money line.
they may outright win this game.
I was going to say, I don't bet on the Cardinals just because like they're so inconsistent, but like you're right, this reeks of definition of Cardinals NFC West gross-ass football. So, give me the Cardinals +6. Mikey stares at Dub's Dark Knight Rises poster.
Best movie of all time.
It's like a
Hot take.
It's a cast right there. It's
It
a
is.
sick cast.
Damn
I'm
sure
gonna
is.
take the Rams just to spice it up a little bit.
I feel like when you do this, it doesn't go well.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how well it goes this week. It's just about who's a better football team.
6 is a lot for a
I don't know.
divisional
I feel
matchup.
like I'm not.
Prime time, too.
Yeah.
I have no thought. Like I don't have anything basing this on, but I feel like when you're mathematically eliminated, like that's like.
The Cardinals
only
don't
playing-
speak out like guts. I mean, the Rams don't speak out like they're going to be like...
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying for the Cardinals, like they're who are they playing for right now? They're only playing for like I don't know, a job next year. Like they're not
Yeah.
playing for the playoffs. Like I don't know. I feel like it's just like a recipe for a blowout.
Fair.
A blowout. Okay, we'll see.
I mean, 7 points is sort of blowout territory.
Fuck McBride.
Irvin is still with us. Fuck McBride.
The
I
one
agree.
viewer.
I can agree with that. I don't even have him in any fantasy
Nah,
leagues
dude,
or anything.
McBride kind of a dog, though.
He
He
is.
hasn't scored all year. He's just like tied
No,
in
I
one.
mean more just talking shit. Like, hey, he keeps it real. Yeah, we just lost like one of the worst teams in football.
Yeah,
Kind of
they're-
hype.
They're not. I think the Panthers have elevated themselves out of that.
No,
they're
they're
on
like
another
the sixth
level.
overall
All right,
pick.
Name the 5 worst teams in the NFL: Giants, Raiders, Pats,
Titans.
Titans. That's 4. Right, we need one more. We're definitely missing one.
Browns.
Jets?
Browns.
Jets are Browns, easy.
Jets
So
are not on that list.
Panthers are out of the basement. Panthers are with the Jets. That's the same team.
Yeah, that might be the same.
That is-
tier.
that's-
that might be the same.
All right, so we're done with all the prime
Oh,
time
no.
switch. Make sure there's an NFL game every day bullshit. We're on to Sunday, 1 p.m.
Tucker
Colts-
Craft,
Dude,
absolutely
I
eating.
got him on yards. Got him on yards.
This game is
too.
flying by.
Yeah.
Colts head to New York, +7.5. DeVito is hurt again. I don't know if it's Drew Lock. I'm kind of out on him. You
I
kind
think
of
Tyrone Tracy might be the starting quarterback for this game.
no Malik. Remember last year, Malik Neighbors?
Yeah, Malik Neighbors.
I'm taking that.
I'm
You want to
actually-
jump in?
I'm going Giants +7. This
And a
Colts,
half?
yeah, 7.5. Sorry. But I just really don't like this Colts team. They remind me a little bit of the Cardinals that I absolutely hate betting on. I feel like the Colts coming off of that win just seems like this is an absolute like letdown spot for them. Kind of sum up their season of just like we're not that good of a football team, but we have the pieces that can potentially win games whenever we can put it all together. But yeah, I mean, home team +7.5. I like the hook there. And I also don't think the Colts have won by double digits at all this year. Kind of pulling that out of my ass, but
They just won by 8.
Yeah.
so
They covered that.
yeah, well, yeah, no, but I just this Colts
I
team.
don't know.
If they win, they don't blow teams out. So I don't know. Maybe the Colts do win, but I don't see it by more than 7 points. So
I'm taking the Colts.
the
okay.
Jai Colts.
The Colts. I will be taking the Colts.
Okay.
Because Giants are horrible. We just decided that they might.
Brandon Jacobs.
We just decided that they might get beaten by an all-star college team. before the pod.
I'm not saying I'm
During
taking
the
Giants
pod.
money line,
Was
but
that during the pod?
Yeah, it was during.
Yeah, there's no shot I'm taking the Giants here.
I don't know. Maybe
I'm taking the Colts.
Dude, what if this? I mean, what if the Giants win and the Pats lose? Fucking Pats jump to 1.
I don't know. It would
It's
be
not
strength
even.
of
It's not going to
schedule.
happen. I'm taking the Colts. I think the Colts will win this game. The Giants, I think, are on a warpath to get the number 1 pick. That's why they keep throwing DeVito out there. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL.
Whoa, the passing Paisan?
That means nothing to me.
Come on.
Do this all you want.
I'm
sucks.
fucking Gabagool.
What's his record now? He's like 2-9.
Yeah,
He
but
stinks.
those
He's
2 games were
electrifying.
like-
I'm
Remember
taking.
that game in the rain against the Jets last year where they won?
No.
That's
I
been
actually
erased
don't
from my
remember a
memory,
single
yeah.
good
It was like-
Tommy
it was
DeVito
like 10
performance.
10-3, maybe something terrible.
I'm rolling with the Colts. It's just really simple. The Colts are like a borderline mid-tier team. The Giants are the worst team in
Are
football.
you rolling with the Colts or you're rolling against the Giants?
Both. I think the Colts can do enough to win.
Okay.
I think the
I
Colts.
respect it.
I think the Colts can win this like 24-7. Like it's just really the Colts still are mathematically alive. The Giants, I think, are just clearly tanking without saying it. 7.5. I mean, I would like it more if it's 7, yeah, but I'm still taking the 7.5. I think the Colts can win this game by multiple possessions. The Giants' home field has been nothing, so give me the Colts minus 7.5. Now, Jets, 10-point underdogs. Usually like to listen to the crowd first, or do you want to make your proclamation?
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
You can go because I'm kind of.
Yeah, this game was tough.
I'm a little torn up.
I know.
I
This
am
game.
too.
I've been very obviously pro divisional matchups being a closer game. I just think that this is way too much. I think the Bills had that close divisional game last week. The Patriots can't see it happening 2 weeks in a row to like a much inferior team. I honestly am tempted to take the alternate spread at some point. Maybe I'll throw it in my folks 5, but I think the Bills is a get right spot. 10 points against the Bills at home or against the Jets at home. Can't see any reason why the Jets make this game competitive.
Rain game.
I don't know. I think the Bills run all over them. I don't even think it's through the air. Like I think Allen and Cook could both score multiple touchdowns if it is raining. This Bills team I think these next 2 weeks are going to be huge momentum shifts going into the playoffs. Kind of beat down the Jets and the Pats, and maybe secure that 1 seed depending on what the Chiefs do. If not, they're going in very positive vibes into the playoffs. So I'm going to go with the Bills minus the 10.
So remind me who won game 1. Did the Jets win that game or did they lose? They lost because they missed kicks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Didn't Zerline miss like 3 or 4 kicks? Yeah.
I think it was 2, but yeah, they lost by 4
Yeah.
5 or something.
my real bet for this game would be tease the Jets up to 14.5.
Okay.
Like if I were to take something in this game,
Yeah.
I just think there's too many like vibes going either way. If you're saying rain game, I'm going to pick the Jets. I think this is a get back spot for the Jets. I feel like coming off that first loss, it was like back and forth, ticky tack, whatever. The Bills.
There's a lot of Jets Bills bad blood.
Yeah, it's bad because the Bills had that like hiccup game against the Pats last week where you're 14-point underdogs. You are 14 points favorites. You only won by 3. Theoretically, they really won by more just due to box score stuff. They subbed
we're
in
done.
for Jacob's stuff.
We're done.
Anyways,
Yeah, Packers up 21-0, by the way.
no, we're fine. This game's flying by. If the Saints score once, this game's gonna be over. I like the Jets plus 10. I mean, just to switch it up a bit. I mean, I'm not really confident in the Bills covering big spreads. I feel like they've kind of let a lot like lower tier teams into the same conversation with them. So I think the Jets are still playing for something. Like Aaron's still playing for his next contract, whether that's in New York, whether that's in Tennessee.
2 years on his contract.
Yeah, whether that's wherever, he's still got to show something. I mean, he's been good. He threw Devontae Adams has a couple touchdowns past couple weeks. Garrett's got to show up for his next team. Like Brees is Brees playing for a contract, or so you get a bag already?
No, they have.
He's in that same draft class as so. I think the Jets are going to cover this game. I think the Bills come in this game by a touchdown, even 10. I think this could even be a push, but I like the Jets to cover the 10. Granted, it's in Buffalo, but that doesn't seem to like. If it's a rain game, I don't think the fans are going to impact it that much. So I'm taking the Jets plus 10. Maybe it's a dumb pick, but go ahead.
I'm going to take the Bills.
So the Jets will win outright. All right.
All right.
Yeah. This would be the time for the Jets to win their last 2 games, get like the 9th, 12th pick.
It does reek of Jets football.
But I just like watching that Rams game last week. It was just brutal. Like they can't do anything. They scored first. They were up in that game, and then they just blew it. But they're not trying to win. Aaron was like, "Yeah, if I get released by a teenage kid, that would be funny, and that would be the first time." Do you see that?
I did see that.
What was the context?
Because like
he
the
was just
kid's
talking
been running.
about, he was talking about Woody Johnson's kid.
Oh,
There's
because
been rumors been like he didn't trade for Jerry Jeudy because he had a low Madden rating and whatever. And his kid's been running the team. He was like, it would be a first time I got released. It would also be the first time I got released by a teenager.
Love the Aaron Rodgers pseudo war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The owner of the team.
What are the chances they blow that team up after this year?
The Jets?
Yeah.
The fucking Jets.
I don't think
they're so
they do.
reactionary.
I think they keep it all together, except if
God.
I don't know.
Can you survive another year of this shit?
Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
That's been their
Keeps
whole.
me
That's been their
alive.
whole.
It's been my whole life.
Besides those 3 AFC Championship years, that's
I
been
wasn't
their,
even like lucid.
Lucid.
I was 10.
so you're taking the Bills minus
I'm
10.
taking the Bills. Jets are not dead to me. I love you, but they'll win the last 2 games.
All right, game of the week.
Before that,
Oh,
anyone watched any Enigma?
no, I haven't.
I'm surprised. All right.
Have you?
I'm going to watch it, but I haven't yet.
We got football every day. I don't have time.
Exactly.
Thank
Thank you. You're
Game
making
of the
my point.
I'm wearing my Mac jersey. Should we 3-2-1 it, or should we go individual?
Nah.
No.
3-2 on it.
We're not 3-2.
3,
What?
2, 1.
Jags.
Jaguars.
You're going against the pod? This man.
He did it before. It bit him in the ass.
I
so.
mean, all right, yeah, I'll take the Titans. Bite my ass. I dare you.
Whoa. I dare you to bite my
dare
ass.
you.
It's a pick 'em, so whatever squad you like better.
Yeah, give me Mac Daddy.
Give me Titans and like a.
So I assume they're
This
going
might
playoff?
be like I could see this being a
Absolutely.
high scoring game, maybe like 27.
I look he could.
24.
I could see Mac Jones throwing for 4 tutties.
They're slinging it.
This is
a couple
going to be like
sixes, you know?
Yeah.
this is going to be a 16.
It's a shootout, but
Yeah,
some of the
it's a
defense is
shootout.
playing well.
This is going to be a 16-14 Jaguars win.
All right, I would.
Exact score.
Exact score.
Yeah,
Book
Exact
it.
score.
Brian Thomas to score a touchdown.
Right.
Tajay touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
$1 bet to win thousands.
Games that have no playoff implications.
Another one we can speed through. Raiders
moving.
Saints. I'll jump in here. I like the Saints at home. I mean, we're watching them down 21-0 here, but the Raiders clearly stick their head above last week. So I think they're going to be like kind of content with that. I don't think they'll be trying that hard. They're also still in the hunt for a quarterback on a draft pick. So I like the Saints minus 2.5.
Take the Raiders.
Same.
Really? Okay.
I hate the Saints team.
Yeah, I mean Spencer Rattler.
They have 5 wins.
I don't give a fuck.
Spencer Rattler is weird looking. Look at him.
Dude, their whole team's just shitty.
They need to start Jake Hader, then sub in Spencer and do the same thing they did against the Commanders.
Fair.
Next one. This one does have a little bit of playoff implications. Maybe the reason Ariel is staying this long.
Ariel, where you at? No comments.
Comment,
coming in.
Ariel.
Panthers at Bucks.
Dude, we are taking live callers. Are we
are,
not?
as
Ariola,
always.
if you feel like you need to say this live
I've never
on the
seen
pod.
Ariola in
No
the
one
flesh.
has. Also, electrifying story. We were at a bar. He was completely sober. Basically had like 1 beer. Like nothing. You know, like those shitty sports gambling guys that come up and try and get you to sign up for ads or like for
Not
different
really,
apps.
but go ahead.
They have them in every bar and show. It's super annoying. Basically asked Mr. Ariola, yo, how high are you right now? To him at a table when he was dead sober, and he's Asian. So he was like, dude, you can't, I don't even like say
You
this.
can't say that
How
to
do you
me.
even say that to an Asian guy? But it was electrifying. I cried laughing for a solid 3 minutes.
I respect that.
We
Ariola.
disavow those people out there. That's rude and wrong of you to
Yeah,
to do
you
that.
can't be doing that.
Yeah,
but it
don't be
was
doing
fucking
that.
hilarious.
We'll
you
never
wanna
be
jump us up?
sponsored by.
You want me to go
US.
first? Or you want to go?
You won't be back in Charlotte by the time of this game, right?
No, I will not. I will be here in Rhode Island. So not boots on the ground.
Be in polo.
Stop. Go ahead.
I will be going with the Bucks minus the 8. I think the Panthers, kind of the same situation that we've talked about, like with the you put your head over the water. Panthers get blown out by the Cowboys when it's the first time favored. Get right spot. Win this past week. I think this is an absolute letdown, especially with the Bucks coming off that massive blowout against the not massive blowout, but the loss to the Cowboys. I think the Bucks need this game in order to get their confidence back for the playoffs. I think this is more of a running game. I don't see Baker slinging the pill around, but I think that the running backs in that
what the fuck?
they got. Yeah, I don't know why you were so pumped up on the Saints. This is
immediately the refs Saints ball. Okay, I mean Packers ball. Okay.
No, but I think the Bucks need this win in order to
forward pass
going forward into the playoffs. So I
like Edgar and Cooper.
Shout out what Marcus or Daryl, the fuck his name is.
Shout out Daryl.
Give me the Bucks minus the 8. I like how I don't mind. 10 would have been a little bit more sketch, but I like them to score or win by more than a touchdown.
I'll also take the Bucks, get right spot. I mean, you had that shitty loss in Dallas. Panthers won last week, so they're kind of due for.
Are we going against all of our picks this week? That'd be kind of electrifying. Just goes 0-16.
That would honestly be impressive.
I'm going Bucks. Sorry, Ariel, but I do like the Bucks to cover the spread. I think it's kind of like a win here in this 1 o'clock. Or is this 1 o'clock? Oh, I think it's 1 o'clock. It's only 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Win here, then you're watching Falcons. Pressures on them. I think the Bucks win this game by multiple scores, maybe even 3 scores.
Yeah.
I just think the Panthers, they've kind of done too much already for what they are. I think for their own sake, they can lose this game and be okay, getting a higher draft pick. I mean, we kind of spoke against that earlier on, but it's the reality of the situation. I mean, last time they played, it was overtime, but that was in Carolina. I think you flip the switch now. Bucks are we really got to win this game. It's really priority. So I think the Bucks could go up early. I like your call of the running game as well.
Mm-hmm.
A weird, interesting parlay that I just thought in my head.
Okay.
The triplets of the running backs.
I was thinking that too.
Rashad, Bucky, Sean Tucker, all to get in. That'd be a crazy odds. I doubt it happens, but that could be a good bet.
Do that, and then I assume they would probably win by more than 8 too.
Yeah,
spread in there too.
All right. We don't need to make a plus 1,000 parlay plus 4,000.
That might be one of my first 5.
I like the Bucks cover this game. You're going against us because
I'm going to take the Panthers because
Mr. Ariel is on the pod.
Are good at football. Also, they will be part of my Focus 5. Not money line. I'm going to take them on the spread, but I don't know. The Bucs definitely know how to blow out a team, but the Panthers have been scoring a lot of points recently, and I feel like this could be a high-scoring game. Maybe they sneak in a touchdown at the end. The Bucs definitely, I mean, not definitely, but I still think they win this game by maybe 7. Good thing it's 8 because I feel like if it was 7, I might take the Bucs. But
it's a fair point.
And just also a divisional matchup.
Yeah,
there's a lot of logic on taking the Panthers at +8.
It's a decently high number.
Panthers, they've been playing since maybe 2 weeks after Bryce Young came back. They've been playing good football, except for that Cowboys game. But you're due for a stinker every once in a while. And yeah, they play the Bucs twice a year. Maybe a little bad blood there. I have no idea, but I feel like that happens when you play his team.
Panthers don't have bad blood with anybody.
They got
one of the worst teams in football, but
yeah, Panthers make the playoffs next year.
Okay.
We've gone to the delusional.
Next game.
Next game, another divisional matchup. Dallas heads to the Eagles. Eagles coming off that loss last week, 9.5. Dallas has been playing pretty well. They're pretty hot recently, so come back right to you. Thrown right to the fire.
I was looking at my phone. I'm going to take the Eagles in this game because the Cowboys suck and I don't like them. Also,
that's always a good reason to place money.
There's no money going on this game. I would never bet this game in a million years.
Strictly for the pod.
But I feel like the Eagles, they just lost that close game. They get a little bit of a deep breath moment. They can take a look at themselves and say, we're not invincible. We're going to lose a game, but we're also better than this team. So we're going to blow them out. And the Cowboys are not really good.
I'm going to go with the boys. plus 9.5. I would have loved it at 10. I saw it at 10 on ESPN.
This is a Dubcast line. We don't care.
Yeah,
This is
I know.
CBS Sports.
So I saw it at 10, so I really like the 10 divisional matchup. Cowboys, so like Dub mentioned, I think we talked about it earlier, have been playing a lot better recently, even though they're basically out of playoff contention. I think they are mathematically eliminated at this point. I know the Eagles coming off a loss seems like a get-right spot, but I think the Eagles do win this game, but I think that the 9.5 is just too much for me to mess around with. So I'm going to go with the boys plus 9.5.
My initial lean was the Cowboys, but I'm taking the Eagles. The thing with me was the Eagles just destroyed the Cowboys' hopes and dreams. The first matchup it was like 34-7, so I think that leaned in the Cowboys' direction. But the way things have transpired in the past couple of weeks, like the Cowboys are running too high. I don't think they're going to win this game. I think the Eagles are a much better team. I don't like taking the Eagles, especially we don't know if Hurts is going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did Drake May, after he got that concussion that 1 week, did he play the next week or did he not play? I don't remember.
I think he did play.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be Hurts. The Eagles do have games like this is an important game for them to stay up in the number 1 seed race potentially. So,
Pickett. We talked about it. I think Pickett played very well for coming in.
Yeah, but if it's Pickett, like I hammer the Cowboys.
Okay.
I just think everything's telling me.
Just trying to help your own case, but okay.
Everything's telling me to take the Cowboys, which is why I'm taking the Eagles. Like I think it's really simple this year. It's just take your favorites. I mean, the Eagles are a much better team. They're maybe the second or third best team in the NFC. So. Like, give the ball to Saquon. Let him get Eric Dickerson's record, which I don't even know what that is, but they keep talking about it.
250 yards away. I think he's like 250 yards away.
So he's going to be – they're going to be handing him the ball.
Do they play the Giants week?
Yeah, they play the Giants week 18. I mean, that could be like – this could be like – I'm going to stop talking because I'm just talking myself out of the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles minus 9.5. All right. Another 4 o'clock game. Dolphins head to Cleveland. I'll start this one off again. Vegas just loves the Browns for some reason this season, so I'm taking the Dolphins. Like the Browns,
We're saying DTR is the quarterback here, right?
I mean, we're assuming DTR is the quarterback. Even if it's Jameis, I still like the Dolphins to cover the spread.
Whoa.
Hater.
I mean, they both like.
No, I know.
DTR doesn't move the ball, but Jameis moves the ball and then throws it to the other team.
And then gives the other team 10 points.
I don't think you go to DTR for 1 week, then go back to Jameis. I'm assuming it's
That'd
DTR.
be a Panthers type of deal.
It would be
Colts. No, it's Colts.
Oh yeah, Colts. Yeah.
I like the Dolphins to cover the spread. I think they could smoke them. Like everyone who's playing the Browns is smoking them. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL. Like this is really simple. I mean, Vegas is just hedging here every week because they put them at 6 or 7. Like predicting the 1 week where the Browns can like pull off an upset. I don't see it with DTR in my face. Like, give me Tua, give me them boys, give me Tyreek, A-Chain. Like you can run all day on this team if you want. I think it's gonna be like a 17-7 game if you even want it to be like that. If they score more, I think the Dolphins easily cover this. But I feel like you're taking Browns, so go ahead.
No, I'm going to take the Dolphins. Browns are one of the bottom 3 teams in the league. I definitely don't. It's in Cleveland.
I'm going Browns.
It might be cold. Honestly, I'm taking the.
We need the weather, actually.
We do need the weather. Check the weather.
I don't give a shit about the weather. Give me the Browns plus a 6. I don't care who's playing quarterback.
Did you see this though?
I just think
Jason Kelsey eating a friggin' thing of wax.
That's
right
hype.
You're just like taking a bite out of wax.
Dude, he's a champ. No, but yeah, give me the Browns. I think they definitely.
It's wax covered cheese.
Yeah, it is. Just a big wheel of cheese. I think that the Browns make this a gross game, and I don't think the Dolphins can actually outscore the Browns in a massive fashion. So I'm gonna go. I think 6.
Did they score 70 on a team last year?
Yeah, it was last year. That was when Tyreek Hill wasn't washed. No, I'm just kidding. But I think the Browns defense actually pretty decent, and I don't think the Browns get blown out too often, but I mean they are one of the worst
besides
teams
every week they play.
No, they've kept it. I feel like a lot of the games they've lost by like 8 or 6.
Even that Monday night game against the Broncos, they end up losing by like double digits.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling the Browns. I don't know why at home. Maybe the weather impacts the Dolphins. Dolphins typically play way better at home due to the weather, and I think the Dolphins have been riding a little bit too much of a high of now that we're not really in playoff contention. We'll start to win games just to make ourselves feel a little bit better. I think this is more of we're going to a shitty place. Who wants to be here? Season's over. I'll take the Browns plus a 6.
So the weather, we got a high of 47, low of like 27. It's also going to be raining.
All right, yeah, I'm going to take the Dolphins here. It's not cold enough to be fuck the Dolphins time. Yeah, the Browns.
I lied. Low of 41, high of 47.
Yeah, definitely taking the Dolphins here.
All right, well, there you go.
Dude, close game, Lord. Celtics and the Magic.
Stop.
Knicks are up 26.
So we've got 3 games left on this slate.
Oh, Celtics are down 9 to the Magic without Franz, Paolo,
Shocker.
and
They're fucking 11-point favorites on the road. Next one, NFC North.
They suck. Sorry.
NFC North Divisional. Packers, Vikings. What's your lean here?
I'm going to take the Vikings at home. Definitely going to be a close game, obviously, by the spread. I'm definitely riding high on the Vikings. 2 losses on the year. They're still fighting for the number 1 seed with the Lions. I don't know. I feel like they're a team that wins a bunch of close games all the time. They're going to have to keep up scoring with the Packers. But the Packers do turn the ball over, and the Vikings defense does turn over teams a bunch. So I feel like this could be a good game for the Vikings here.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Packers have had kind of not free wins, but I mean they're up 21-0 as we're watching right now. They had that primetime win against the Seahawks last week or 2 weeks ago. I forget who they played before that, but I think this is kind of a letdown spot for the Packers. Like I like the Packers a lot, but they scream out to me as like a 5 seed, 6 seed who can be dangerous. Like I don't think they're going to be winning this game and like potentially causing a divisional kerfuffle. Or
kerfuffle, you say?
I just think the Vikings at home, like the Vikings have been solid all year. I'm not going to go against them. I just like what they're putting out there. I mean, I like Jordan Love a lot, but it's like the Vikings defense is crazy. We've seen the Packers be able to cover spreads like this, not like this, just cover spreads that are short. But 1.5 is like basically just a pick 'em. I mean, Vegas is indicating to you with the 1.5 that they like the Vikings a little bit more at home. I'll take the home team pick 'em. And what I think is going to be a very good matchup. This could be the game of the week. But yeah, so we're both taking the Vikings minus 1.5 at home.
Really? Give me my Packers plus points.
You're being swayed by this game that's on right now.
No, I've been pro Packers. I feel like the majority of the year.
He's been a Packers supporter.
I don't know. I feel like the Vikings have kind of proven to me that they are one of the top teams in the NFC. But I feel like it's also just weird. Like maybe their competition that they're playing against hasn't been that great. I think this is like a massive week to kind of show me what the Vikings are going to be for the rest of the year. And then, like we said, they also play the Lions the following week. So it's definitely like a very tough stretch that they're going into. I know it's at home, divisional matchup. Like you said, it's basically a pick 'em. If you like the Vikings, probably go with them. But I like this Packers team. Going how the game is going right now on Monday night, kind of what seems like maybe a letdown spot. I don't know. I think the Packers just go and roll into the remainder of the NFL.
Let that down.
The remainder of the NFL season and then the playoffs as well. I think they're just a fun team to root for too. I think Jordan Love's a pretty decent quarterback, and I also like how there's not really a lot of drama surrounding this team. I think Jacobs has been a massive addition to them. I mean, basically one of my favorite picks to score a touchdown on a weekly basis, gambling wise. So
good job. He's like minus 200 every week.
Well, nah. Sometimes I have him going to the folks 5. Have him in this game score 2. He currently has 1, so we got time. But
and Packers money line. That's not a guarantee.
Oh, all right. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pack plus the 1.5.
I love. I'm just fucking bad at it. You know that song?
Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
The 2 viewers of the pod.
I'm logging off. No, I like Love. It's just like this situation's bad. Like I mentioned before you walked in about how they've kind of had a free ride. Like they beat the Seahawks in prime time.
Yeah.
It looks like they're going to win this game by a wide margin. I'm not sure if there's a game in between there or not, but I think it's kind of a letdown. I like the Packers as like a 6 seed fighting. I don't think they're going to be causing division, whatever.
Yeah.
I already said it, so I'm going to run it back. But
good.
We're on Vikings, you're on Packers. I feel like it's either me and Mikey agree or me and you agree.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
It's never you guys agree, I disagree, but
yeah.
We'll see what these last 2 games have to store. Falcons, Commanders. I'm getting off the couch. Falcons off the ban list. +4 in DC. You want me to go first?
Yeah, running
All right.
with the host.
I'm taking the Commanders. I think this is. I already got you. Assuming I like the Commanders in this spot. It's kind of they're coming off a high week.
Smooth.
Watch out below.
The Booze Up Pod.
Colin McGann.
To spill a beer +4,000. No, I like the Commanders -4.
Towel
Yeah, there's
paper variety. All right, I'll take this thing over.
take over. I'm taking the Commanders. I think this is too big of a spot for Penix. Coming week 2, don't do that. In DC too, those fans are gonna be riled up. It's prime time, so it could be close, but I don't see the Falcons keeping this close with Penix. Game 2.
Beer River is getting pretty close to the edge of this table.
Nice. What do you got, Mike? What are you thinking?
I think that the Commanders will win this game by a wide margin. I think a lot of times when a new quarterback comes in, they might play well the first week that they play, maybe the first 2 weeks, but then the book's kind of out on them. They like notice. What is this? This little
improvisation here.
Lysol wipe. You get a little bit of a buck out on them. I feel like the Commanders will look at the tape from last week and be able to see what they're trying to do with Penix, what's working for him, what's not, and be able to take advantage of that. And, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, definitely going with the Skins here. I think a clean sweep by all of us. I think if this is Penix, first road game is definitely going to be a wake-up call for him. Like I said, I think this is just a lot of pressure putting on your rookie quarterback. I know that he kind of had a gimme win last week at home against the Giants. This is a much different atmosphere that he's going to be walking into. They're battling for playoff seeding at this point. I know the Falcons aren't necessarily in the playoffs right now, but if they were to win, they could potentially be fighting with the Commanders for a wild card spot, depending upon what the NFC playoff picture looks like. As Dub cleans up the beer that he spilled.
You need to commentate.
But no, I like the
And
Redskins
takes
here.
one swipe at the table.
I think 4 is way too short. I feel like this line should have been closer to like 6.5 or 7. So I think the 4 is kind of a give me. I know
Should
it's
be a Bounty commercial right here.
Yeah, I know. We're actually sponsored
I don't
by
fuck with
Lysol
Bounty,
and
no,
Bounty.
don't
Power off Bounty.
Don't say Bounty's name. We're not supposed to talk about them.
Oh, okay. They got beat.
Got me with Bounty.
No, we're just sponsored by a rival.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I just think that it seems almost too obvious where it makes me think like Dub sometimes like, oh, maybe this just reeks of Falcons. Yeah, but I don't know. I think I'm not going to overthink it. Just go with the Skins minus the 4 here.
All right. Mikey, you took that too?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
clean sweep for the boys.
Clean sweep, first one of the day, I feel like.
Speaking of clean
No, we did
sweep,
another one too. I forget. Yeah, this
Bengals. No, we didn't. I'll take that.
one. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Spencer Rattler
Or 3, 2, 1
slinging that
this?
thing.
Yeah. No.
You want a 3, 2, 1 this?
Lions.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
3, 2, 1 was in my head.
Yeah.
I said Lions.
you want to count us down, host?
3, 2, 1.
Lions.
49ers.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I'm taking
Yeah,
the Lions.
Lions. Easy.
I don't understand
This
this.
doesn't make sense to me at all.
This should be like 6.
This is the same thing that happened to us last week. I know that they're banged up, but I honestly am probably going to throw something on this tonight just to secure the 3.5. Like, I feel like this line might move by like 2, maybe even 3 points going into Sunday. And then they're also a massive part of my money line parlays for the remainder of the Focus 5. I just, like I said, there's no reason for this line to be this short. Yeah, I don't really have much else to add.
Yeah, it seems like an overreaction on Vegas's part, just trusting
the
them. Like,
injuries.
I think by doing this podcast, I've realized, like, I think this is a really good exercise because we realize who Vegas is kind of like backing for no reason. And you can kind of like pick up on trends. And maybe it's only this year because usually it's like you're betting on things and you just lose automatically. Yeah. It's like whatever the public picks and you just get fucked. But I like the Lions cover this game. It seems pretty cut and dry to me. Like, they still have something to play for. Like the Vikings, I mean, granted, they're going to see that game play out before, but it's like I don't think they're going to take their foot off the gas pedal. Like if they win this game and the Vikings lose, they could potentially, well, they have to play Week 18. So it's always good. That Week 18 You think,
Who has the tiebreak?
well, the Lions won that first game. I don't know. Is
They
head to head
don't.
even? Does head to head even matter anymore?
It
Like,
does.
It
matters
just
first,
well
and
they
then it's
split.
conference.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So if the Lions
It's
can
not
look,
division. It's just conference.
It's just conference.
Yeah.
what if the Vikings lose and then the Lions say, you know what,
It would be the Packers
this
then.
game doesn't even matter.
I mean,
And-
I think.
But then they
I
still
think
have to win
yeah.
week 18.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like we're gonna sit
exactly.
our guys and get ready for week 18, then we get the bye.
I can't. I mean,
I don't. See
I
that
don't think
happening.
they sit.
no. I
guys,
think that's
but-
I think that's way too much of a stretch, honestly. But
I don't know. They do weird stuff sometimes.
I'm going with the Lions.
like
It's
kicking
simple.
on sides with 10 minutes left in the
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
I'm just bringing up alternate scenarios. man.
Okay. I appreciate
I
it.
think
In
we're on
an
the line,
alternate
so-
universe, that might be right on this one.
Okay, so the time
Just
is
not this universe.
the time has
Not
come.
this
Focus
timeline.
5. So last week, me and Michael in the 2 and 3 club, you know, I made money this weekend. I'm sure if you placed your bets, you would have made money. Well, although half your bets weren't even like legitimate things.
Actually, my bets were legitimate.
Thunder losers.
Thunder
Trick
lost.
Meg.
That was very surprising to me for all the NBA fans out there.
Also, shout out to Mr. Ariel who followed the bet that I said on the pod. Paid
It's
for
like
his ski trip. It was
Attaboy, Ariel.
he
Proud of you,
threw
kid.
he threw $5 to win 150. I threw 10 to win 300.
That's what I like to hear.
It was hype.
On whoever to score the 7th goal of the game.
No, that was no. So I had the I had the
That was
Bucks.
just
I had the
money.
Bucks money line. Giannis triple double.
Oh, that one,
Damian to have 20 and the
yeah.
three threes.
or something.
That hit, and then I took some of those winnings and put it on pasta to score the 7th and Bruins to win. But yes, if you want to continue making your NBA picks,
Pasta lock.
yeah,
Okay, so are you ready with your picks?
My picks are ready. They're primed and ready. They're ready to
Be
make-
primed.
prime.
ready to be primed.
No, they
Yeah.
have. They're at the bottom. I'm pretty
Nope.
sure. Oh, I think you moved.
So your
them.
overall record is 15 and 45 on the year. But before you say that, one of Mark's pick has been eliminated, so now he is 2 and 5. He's still pending TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year, Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year.
Is that a lock?
I was gonna
Both of
say,
those
I
I
thought-
feel like are locked.
I don't know about TJ Watt.
Yeah, I feel like the Miles Garrett
I
thing
haven't checked
is
on the
also,
deploy.
yeah.
But that's just an update on Mark. We have Brad at 1 and 5. So you're 15 and 45. I mean, that could probably be close to even, depending on what the odds were. I mean, but that's what we'll just say.
My
because
odds were definitely high.
That's
Yeah.
a 25% rate.
Yeah.
So go ahead, give us your focus 5 for. I mean, this week in sports, you can.
This week in sports, we got NBA as well as there's only one NBA bet. I just bet all the Christmas Day games because I'll be watching all of them and no football because
Like he's
NBA,
protesting
NBA is Christmas, has been
I like
forever.
that. I like that. I think the NFL's over.
And
Doing-
NFL's
overdoing
being
their-
a little bit too grabby.
All right.
Celtics lost.
Wow.
They suck.
NBA talk. NBA.
NBA talk.
Go ahead.
First pick, Panthers. I'm gonna do the spread here, not the money line, and Chuba touchdown. Every time I bet it, it's hit. Every time I put it in the focus 5, it's hit. And then we're gonna take the Bills spread, just because I want the Jets to lose. And then our NBA, we're gonna take winners of all 5 games. We're gonna take the Knicks.
parlay.
We're gonna take the parlay. We're taking all the winners here.
All the dogs, or I mean, all
No,
the favorites.
they're not all the favorites. We're gonna take the Knicks, the Mavs, the Celtics, the Lakers, and the Suns. I think the first 3 are favorites, and then the Lakers and the Suns are both underdogs. I want to say.
Were the Suns playing Nuggets?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're gonna take the Chiefs and the Ravens. I think those are the 2 Christmas Day games, right?
Yes.
They're both sort of heavy favorites, but that's all right. And then we're gonna take the Lions to win and an Amon-Ra touchdown,
Like it.
All right.
I think he got an end zone last week, but
and he can
seems
do
to-
it again.
Seems to be a common occurrence throughout the season. So, all right, Cam, you're 18-42. When we'll see with this Jacobs pick, it could go one either way. So go ahead with your
Yeah.
focus 5 for week 17.
Yeah, so I spread it out. First one's gonna be a little Christmas Day parlay. So I took the Steelers and the Texans on the spread earlier in the segment. So a little bit of a hedge. I'm taking a touchdown score for both of the teams that I don't have in the spread. So I have a Pacheco touchdown did score last week, and a Mixon touchdown who didn't score last week.
Pacheco touchdowns cursed. Just a heads up.
Okay, thank you.
Just wanted to let you know.
I don't know. I think that he I mean, he definitely towards later on in that game didn't get as many snaps as Kareem Hunt. I don't know if they were like resting him up or if he's still trying to come back from his injury, or if they just think Kareem Hunt's outplaying him right now. I don't know. I just feel like this is kind of due for Pacheco just to find the end zone one time. And Mixon, I mean, he's been a touchdown scoring machine. In fact, he didn't score last week. Definitely, I mean, we've been harping on that. It's kind of one of our favorite things to do for touchdown scorers.
Mixon hasn't scored in 2 weeks, I don't think. Because I think we both took him last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so 2 weeks in a row. I mean, that makes me like it even more. That's my like little Christmas parlay. And then we're going to do a Saturday money line parlay. Not doing the night game, but we're going to do the Broncos money line to win. So they're going to be dogs, obviously. And then I'm going to go with the Chargers money line against the Patriots. So it'll be my little Saturday parlay. Then we go to Sunday. I think it's all 1 o'clock window. We're going to go Bucks money line, Bills money line, Eagles money line, all pretty heavily favored. But I think when you combine them, it should be close to relatively even money. That's going to be one of my bigger bets, I feel like, just because I like all three of those teams to win straight up. Then we're going to go to I think the back half of the slate, the 4 o'clock slate, is going to be a Green Bay money line and a Redskins money line. Green Bay is going to be a dog, and then the Skins are going to be. Oh no, they're the Sunday night games. So the 4 o'clock and Sunday night. We kind of talked about it. I like both of those teams. I know Washington's going to be at home against Falcons. Penix on the road for his first start. I've been harping about the Packers all year. I really like that. It's going to be like probably my second biggest bet of the weekend. And then to keep things interesting, just a strict bet on the Monday night game. I'm going Lions alternate spread at 9.5. I think the 3.5 is way too short. I think the 9.5 will get it to pretty decent value to win by. I mean, I like the 9.5 because it's short of the 10 and it's obviously more than a touchdown, so it should produce a little bit more value there. But that's my Focus 5.
Interesting for sure. All right, I'll wrap it up with my Focus 5. I got a little gross this week, so I have a little name for every parlay. First, we have the Merry Christmas parlay. D-Hop touchdown, Nico Collins touchdown. Nico's the only weapon left in the Texans. Didn't score last week. D-Hop hasn't scored in a couple weeks. He kind of scores every other week. So we'll take 2 wide receivers to score. A reason to care parlay. So this is for Thursday Night Football. Reason to clock in.
Okay.
Take both running backs. Kenneth Walker hasn't scored since he's been back. Swift didn't score last week as well. So those two, we'll see what happens. We have a transcending Windows parlay.
Okay.
This is probably going to be a loser, but just in case it isn't. So we have Saturday night, 4 o'clock. We got the Bengals.
Just in case it isn't.
Sunday at 1 p.m. we have the Bucks. Sunday at 4 p.m. we have the Dolphins. And Sunday night we have the Commanders. All pretty simple. I mean, you're looking at the Bengals being the ones that screwed up there, but I mean, I could see it. But if it's dead in the water, then you just pivot to something else, But
true.
Something to care about in each window. Maybe the fuck strategy. I feel like it's better when you just keep everything in one window, but we'll see. So my teasers, I like the Packers plus 3.5. I picked the Vikings against the spread, but I think this is going to be a field goal game. The Packers always manage to play field goal games against their better teams. Mm-hmm. Cowboys plus 14.5. I mentioned that I was pending picking the Cowboys. I guess I just went with the Eagles in my head, but I think the Cowboys can keep this within 2 scores, make this a close divisional game. And then we have the round robin spread edition. So some of my favorite spreads of the week. I'm not confident in a lot of these. Some of these will hit together. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to do it by 2s or 3s. We have 7 here, so let's go ahead. Bengals minus 3, Cardinals plus 5.5, Jags minus 1, Saints minus 2.5, Cowboys plus 11, Commanders minus 4.5, Lions minus 3.5.
That's gross. That's a gross round robin.
Let's connect some of these together. Let's win some money.
These are probably all the games I wouldn't put the most amount of money on, but I respect it.
That's why it's going to make money.
Yeah, there you go.
So that'll wrap up our Focus 5. Now we have college football games. I'm going to give them to you now. If we stream before, we just won't do it again. But
yeah.
So let me pull this up real quick.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know the spreads.
Anything else? I mean, you gave your Christmas game picks. Anything?
Yeah, NFL should not be on Christmas Day.
All right.
The end.
State your claim.
Fuck the NBA on Christmas. It's the worst.
NBA is Christmas. All the best games happen on Christmas. NBA starts basically Christmas Day. Everything before it, nobody cares about. Anything. Christmas Day basically starts the NBA. It's when college football ends or has ended about in the past bunch of years. Maybe it's gone a week longer now. And the NBA is like just about to start the playoffs, but that doesn't really matter because it's NBA
Are you
day.
talking about the NBA playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about the NBA being on Christmas and NFL playoffs starting in a couple weeks.
Fucking win. No one gives a shit about the NBA. Next, we're going to lose to the Celtics in 4 in the Eastern Conference Final, and no one's going to give a shit.
So, first of all, did you guys tune into me and Greg's stream? College football, no shot, but
I'll watch it like tonight, but I have not.
we were
I
talking
didn't even
about
know
the
you
first
had
round.
it out. But
It was a good stream. Me and Greg might stream again before the next week. I didn't realize because I'm cruising. I'm coming back
Yeah.
the 30th, so that would be before the games, but I don't know what the schedule is.
You're boozing? Or you're just
We'll be
cruising?
bruised. I'll be back from cruising with the bruising. Anyway, first game, Tuesday, New Year's Eve, we have Penn State Penn State versus Boise State in a neutral site game. Boise State plus 11. Ashton Genty.
Wait,
Yeah.
who's your NBA or Knicks fan friend?
All of them.
oh, tough.
I'm not name doxing that.
Yeah. By the way, live in the pod, Mikey's watching the Knicks game on his lap.
All right, we're wrapping up here. Go ahead. Penn State.
Yeah, give me Penn State. You can make that spread 20.
Really?
I think they've kind of established. I know it was a home game, but this whole college football playoff about letting teams in that they are deserving of being in based off their record in their conference, but there is just a line of like this team is astronomically better than another team. I would take Penn State minus 15, maybe even 17. So 11, definitely give it to me.
Okay. Next one, we're moving to New Year's Day at 1 p.m. We have Texas, Arizona State. Arizona State is plus 14. Cam Scatabo guy?
Yeah, no, give me the 14. I think this week I guess it's this week, but this next round of college football playoffs is going to be even more of like a shit show when it comes to the matchups. Primarily the two games that we've already talked about, Arizona State and Boise State playing. Neutral site, I think Texas kind of dog walks all over. I mean, if they can dog walk Texas, Clemson, I think they can dog walk Arizona State.
Walk them though, but
They control that game the entire time. Like there wasn't really any sense of Clemson actually winning. I don't know. I just feel like this Texas team is much better than Arizona State. So give me them minus 14.
all right, at 5 p.m. we have Ohio State versus Oregon. Oregon is plus 2.5, the number one team in
you're
the country.
an Ohio State hater.
Oregon's plus 2.5.
That's what I'm looking at right now.
Give me Oregon money line every single day of the week. I really thought it was going to be Tennessee against Ohio State. Thought the writing was on the wall. I thought Tennessee was going to win. They fire Ryan Day
Tennessee
that
versus
night.
Oregon, you mean?
No, well, I meant my big idea was Tennessee would beat Ohio State,
Oh, you said
and then they would fire Ryan Day that night, and then they would hire Vrabel as the head coach. Obviously, that did not happen. Would have been a massive payout if that did happen. But anyways, I don't think that.
Can you even bet that?
Well, just Ohio State losing.
Ohio State to lose, we're able to get
Yeah, I was looking for some apps, but I couldn't find it. No, but I think this Oregon team's been a wagon. I know that it was a very close game the last time that they played in the regular season. I just can't see this Oregon team dominating as they did, and then losing to this Ohio State team where there is a lot of drama. Question for you: do you think Ryan Day's gone if they lose this game?
No.
No.
He
Okay.
secured his job.
I honestly don't think he should lose his job. I just think it's crazy that they want to fire him just because he can't beat Michigan, even though they're in the college football playoff and they won their first round game. Anyway, either way, I like Dylan Gabriel. He's been on fire the entire year, so I'm going to go with Oregon. Probably just money line, honestly.
Okay, last one, closest spread of the bunch. We have Notre Dame, Georgia. Carson Beck is out the rest of the playoffs, confirmed. Yep. Georgia is still minus 1.5.
Yeah, give me Georgia minus like 10.5. Honestly,
this
Notre Dame team is not good.
Georgia's not good either.
Georgia's been playing really well in the back half of their year. I mean, they've had some very solid wins. I think Georgia makes a run at it. I think Georgia comes out of that side of the bracket and they go into the national championship. I don't care who's their quarterback. I just think
makes Mark happy.
I mean, this Notre Dame team is not good. If you
they beat Indiana, man.
Yeah, like come on, like that. I guess if you want to hype up the Illinois or the Indiana rivalry, like in state, that Indiana team, like sure they played their asses off against their competition, but they should not be a college football playoff team or expected to win the college football playoff. Notre Dame hasn't had a good win. I guess A&M, if you want to consider that. or maybe Indiana, who their only team that they played all year was Ohio State, and they got blown out. I don't know. It just seems like Notre Dame has no business being in this game, and Georgia will fucking put them in their place. But those are my picks.
There you go. Picks are locked in. So that'll do it. Week 16, week 17. I think this is maybe our longest podcast ever. In person, we'll see if, next week could be shaky, but probably not in person again. But thank you guys for sticking along. If you're watching the replay, we had a couple concurrent viewers along here on a special Monday edition. We're not usually live Monday. I know there's football and I know it's Christmas holiday season. So thank you for joining us, those who did. More content on the way. We have Outer Banks tier list season.
Oh
no! And I'm working on other videos. Hopefully, I'll get some done tomorrow for when I'm gone. If not, I'll be back soon with the Guilty review and Survivor wrapping up that season. So thank you so much, and we'll be back for Week 18 and Week 17 recap. So.